It's Monday, February 9th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, Rob Lance will be the next premier of Prince Edward Island after winning the leadership of the PCs. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the midwinter blues. We're halfway through winter, but that's not far enough for a lot of people. We'll get some coping strategies to help us through the next 6 weeks later in our show.
And Purses with Purpose, how a mother and daughter are supporting women's shelters in Nova Scotia by transforming pairs of jeans. All that and so much more just ahead on the Monday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
It is Monday, February 9th. So glad you can join us. We're to the second week of February. And yeah, that report that we just did there, 6 weeks of winter left. That's the halfway point? I thought we were past the halfway point.
Well, March 21st is the actual first day of spring.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're getting there, but quite slowly.
Yeah, I guess winter came quick and dominated.
Yeah, with
much
vengeance.
like the Seahawks last night in the Super Bowl, I guess.
Oh, I know. Has anyone checked in on our friend Brienne?
I know.
She's a big Patriots fan.
I was thinking this morning, I'm like, she's going to be mad today.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad. I know she had like her whole family dressed up in Patriots gear, and she said yes, she forced them to do so. So coming up later in international news, if you did miss the Super Bowl, I'll have a recap about the game and also the halftime show with Mr. Bad Bunny.
Yes,
oh, the bunny.
Quite an event.
The bunny, yeah. Okay, well, let's find out what we have weather-wise today. We did not have a storm, which that is a win.
Exactly.
Let's take
For the
win.
first Monday in
exactly.
what, 4 weeks?
We've definitely seen a cool down, especially into the weekend. That's the same for today, so it's going to be another cold start to the day. Temperatures remaining far below seasonal for our daytime highs. A bit of sunshine, though, but also seeing flurry activity move back in.
Okay.
So a little bit of everything.
Pretty on the ski hill anyway.
Right?
I was on the ski hill the weekend.
Yeah, yes, you were. Here's a live look at Brookvale. As of right now in Prince Edward Island, -7 degrees starting off your day. As I mentioned, we are going to expect flurries right across that island today and across many areas in Atlantic Canada. -12 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton with -9 in Halifax, -6 in Sydney, -5 degrees starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. And then factor in that wind chill, so it's going to feel a lot colder for many areas across the region. Something to keep in mind when you are heading out early this morning. We are going to see temperatures remain on the cooler side of things, but warming up a little bit later on. But there is that risk of frostbite early this morning in Labrador City. Over to our satellite and radar. So here's a look right now. You can see quite clear. We are going to see a bit of cloud coverage starting off your day, either a mix of sun and cloud to mainly cloudy skies. And we are going to see flurry activity, light snowfall, and some mixed precipitation in the forecast for today. In terms of the wind, it's going to start picking up, especially into the afternoon, but as of right now, already beginning to pick up. 48 kilometers per hour in Canso, with 28 into North Cape and Grand Etang, 20 in Bathurst, and 26 in Edmundston. Wind gusts of up to 61 kilometers per hour right now in Canso, 44 in Bathurst and Edmundston, and 37 in Yarmouth, 39 in North Cape. We'll take a look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. PEI's PCs have picked their new leader, and with that, the province's next premier. CTV's Maria Saru takes us through the narrow victory and what's on the new premier's agenda.
Cheers around the room and warm hugs from cabinet ministers as Rob Lance and PEI's PC party celebrated a new chapter after a leadership race that split the room right to the end. Now, as the next premier, Lance is already turning his attention to talks with Ottawa.
Energy. We have some energy capacity issues that everyone's well aware of.
Last-minute voters had the chance to cast their ballots earlier in the day, facing a choice between a familiar face or a fresh start.
One of them is, we saw his performance already, and I think he's doing great.
Freshness. Gets us saying how I'm voting, isn't it?
Lance served as PEI's interim premier for most of 2025, before stepping down in December to pursue the permanent leadership position of the party. His opponent was legal and business leader Mark Ledwell, considered an underdog in the campaign. Ledwell spoke to CTV News before the results were released.
Well, I had a heavy tax reform package, a lot of reduction in taxes, a lot of moving money back to small business.
It was a tight race, Lance edging out a win with just 53% of the vote. Despite that, he says the party is united.
Leadership's races by their nature are oppositional, but they're not divisional.
If turnout is any indication, members were engaged, with 87% casting ballots. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
A second candidate has entered the race for leader of the New Brunswick PCs. First-term MLA Don Monahan announced his candidacy Saturday. Monahan will run against former MLA Daniel Alain, who announced his bid for leadership in the fall. BC members will vote for their new leader at the party's convention in October. Firefighters battled a blaze at a vacant building in Dartmouth for several hours over the weekend. Crews were called shortly after 11:30 Saturday night to a fire at a strip mall on Pleasant Street. Crews were able to stop the fire from spreading to other parts of the building where other businesses are located. Nearly 36 firefighters worked through the night to bring the blaze under control. No injuries were reported. How the fire started is under investigation. Police in Fredericton are now asking the public for help following a copper wire theft last month. The incident happened on January 17th near 400 Cliff Street and resulted in significant damage and widespread outages, including of the police non-emergency line. Police say they believe there are at least 2 suspects involved and they may have been using an ATV. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Someone in Newfoundland may be $1 million richer. Atlantic Lottery says an Atlantic 49 ticket worth $1 million was sold in Conception Bay South. It was for the Saturday, February 7th draw. Atlantic Lottery says details on the prize winner will be released as soon as they come forward. Finally, shoppers flocked to Micmac Mall in Dartmouth Sunday, hunting for one-of-a-kind gifts made locally and with love at the 4th annual Love Market. CTV's Jesse Thomas shows us more.
The Love Market drew a steady crowd of shoppers browsing locally made items you typically won't find on shelves at a big box store.
So it is a Valentine's themed market. We have a lot of vendors showing their Valentine's gifts, but we also have a lot of people that are just showcasing what they make all year round.
It's another sold-out vendors market, says the organizer, with dozens of makers, most of them women entrepreneurs, displaying one-of-a-kind items from jewelry to baked goods, houseplants, and other items.
We tend to see around 2,000 people come through the doors between open and close, yeah.
It's a place where these businesses can sell, network, and grow.
I think it's a great way to network with the community. You never know who you're going to meet at a market.
Many of the vendors started with an online store, making events like this a chance to stand behind their goods and meet customers face-to-face.
So it's awesome to pop up, bring your little small business, and people are usually really supportive. There's a lot of people around, and they like to see it all.
And with people more closely watching every dollar they spend, people here recognize shoppers are being more intentional about where they spend their hard-earned money.
My first customer that I had this morning who came in and said he really likes the idea of being able to support local, to support artists that are creating their own.
The Mum Market Collective says vendor spots keep selling out and shoppers are showing up in droves and believe it's a good way to get more traffic inside the mall.
Micmac Mall is so awesome to work with. They really support the community and they like hosting small business markets in here.
The next Mum Market pop-up is planned for around Easter. Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Ooh. Yeah, keep that in mind. So if you miss that one, Easter is going to be the next one.
That looks like a great idea.
I know, especially like made with local, made with love.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day is this coming weekend.
I know. Wonderful stuff. Okay, guess what? Thinking ahead, all right? I'm thinking ahead. Canada's top fishing cities, not ice fishing, but fishing in general, for 2026 have been named, and some Atlantic Canadian cities made the list. So #1, Vancouver, but also on the list, Fredericton, Halifax, Montreal, Prince George, Sudbury, Thunder Bay, Whitehorse, Edmonton, and Barrie, Ontario. Now, Prince Edward Island as a whole got an honorable mention, and the list was compiled by the popular fishing blog fishbookers.com. The opinions expressed by fishbookers do not necessarily reflect those of the hosts of this show.
I love it.
Good to know.
Ice fishing is included, but we love our local fishing destinations.
Yeah, we do. I saw some ice finishers in Ingonish this weekend up in Cape Breton, too. Lots of people out on the ice. Yeah.
Great fishing. Yeah. The salmon, marguerite, I mean, bass. I mean, there's tons and tons of fishing around here, of course.
Yeah, so lucky. All right, still ahead, if you missed it, we'll have a wrap-up of the Super Bowl coming up in your international news headlines on this Monday morning. But up first, Latavia has the latest look at the forecast. Good morning to the Hub City and the Petitcodiac River. Fairly quiet this morning. Latavia has more details on just how high those daytime highs are going to be next.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and happy Monday. The time now is 6:12. We're taking a live look at Halifax, -9 starting off your day. We'll be seeing mainly cloudy skies today with a chance of flurries expected throughout the day. Weather is brought to you by the Atlantic Lottery mobile app. We are seeing a cold start to the day. As of right now, -12 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, -7 in both Charlottetown and Sydney, -9 in Halifax, -17 degrees over in Labrador City, and -5 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement currently in effect for parts of Labrador. We are expecting snowfall at around 10 to 20 centimeters throughout the day today, as well as a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland this morning until Tuesday, looking around pretty much the same, 10 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. So here's a look at our forecast timeline. The heaviest of that snowfall situated in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, but into the maritime region, still seeing a chance of flurries for parts of all three maritime provinces. Into the afternoon, much of the same is expected, and that takes us into tonight. Temperatures continue to cool back down, factoring that wind chill, feeling quite cold for parts of Atlantic Canada. And we are also going to see a bit of mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. And taking us into early Tuesday morning, we are going to see sunshine in the forecast, but also some lingering flurries across the region. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation across Prince Edward Island, eastern Nova Scotia, and Cape Breton Island, the heaviest being 10 to 15 centimeters into North Mountain. As well as looking at around 1 to 10 centimeters across Labrador, and looking at around 1 to 15 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Newfoundland. Here's a look at our forecast today for New Brunswick. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud, we are going to see a chance of some flurry activity for parts of the province into the afternoon. Wind gusts of 40 kilometers per hour expected, and daytime highs will range from -8 to -3. Prince Edward Island also seeing scattered flurries expected throughout your day today. Highs between -5 to -4. Wind gusts of 50 kilometers per hour. And for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs will range from -6 to -1. Scattered flurries expected throughout your day. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. Looking at flurry activity, that will clear out, leaving mainly cloudy skies for the Tri-County area. And daytime highs between -5 to -3 degrees. Wind gusts of 40 kilometers per hour. For Labrador City, looking at a chance of flurries throughout your day today with a high of -14 degrees. And 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland, also seeing some scattered flurries throughout your day. Tuesday's daytime highs will begin to warm up, although cold early in the morning across the region. We do still have some light snowfall for parts of Labrador and Newfoundland, still seeing a bit of mixed precipitation, and then parts of the maritime region still seeing a bit of flurry activity. Into Wednesday's forecast, we have another system making its way in, bringing flurries across the maritime region, and will continue to spread east across Newfoundland and Labrador. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda for your national and international news headlines.
Thank you so much, Latavia. Canada's unemployment rate dropped in January. It came in at 6.5%, but the rate is almost double that for young people. CTV's Kathy Lee has more on the reasons why younger Canadians just can't seem to catch a break.
Thank you. This is the job hunt up close, and for young people in Canada, it's tough.
I would like for the admin position.
20-year-old Angelica Vidal has applied for more than 200 jobs in the last year with no luck. She's hoping that changes at this job fair in Calgary.
Maybe 1 or 2 will interview me and give me a chance.
Statistics Canada says unemployment fell slightly in January to 6.5%, while the youth jobless rate dipped to 12.8% as fewer people looked for work. The Immigrant Education Society helps bridge employers with job seekers. Maysoon Hanady says those numbers are still high.
We don't see that it's getting better. Like, we see that it might take a while before things kind of stabilize.
The Immigrant Education Society says it used to take its clients about 2 months to find a job. Now that timeline has tripled. That timeline applies to positions that require experience and starter roles, like what Vidal is looking for.
Every other job is saying you need to have this years of experience, you need to have this level experience, but we're not getting accepted at this very entry-level job. So where are we supposed to get this experiences?
In many cases, the entry-level market is saturated, adding to the challenge.
It's not that the youth are just competing with themselves. They're also competing with low-skilled people who are having a hard time finding jobs and having to move down into the jobs that would normally be taken up by teenagers or young people.
There's my resume.
Despite the competition, young people like Vidal hope that employers will just give them a chance. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
Seattle Seahawks fans are waking up with a smile after their team beat the New England Patriots at Super Bowl 60. ABC's Hannah Bata has a roundup of the big moments from the big game.
Overnight, the Seattle Seahawks dominating the New England Patriots to become Super Bowl champions.
The Seahawks, Super Bowl champions for the second time.
11 years after their narrow loss at the hands of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's Patriots, the Seahawks denying New England a return to the winner's circle.
We believed in each other, we loved each other, and now we're world champions.
A defensive game from the start. Seattle scoring 3 field goals in the first half as their dark side defense held the Pats scoreless.
From 60, and he knocks it in.
The Patriots wouldn't get on the board until the fourth quarter when it looked like they might be sparking a comeback. But any dream of a Brady-esque comeback was quickly dashed. The Seahawks picking off Patriots quarterback Drake May and running it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's hurt. No doubt. It definitely hurts. Just came up short. Didn't play our best, and that's what happens.
Running back Kenneth Walker III taking home the MVP honors, rushing 27 times for 135 yards.
We went through a lot of adversity this season, but we came together.
Kicker Jason Myers etched his name into Seahawks history, kicking a Super Bowl record 5 field goals during the game. And quarterback Sam Darnold became the first quarterback in NFL history to win a Super Bowl after playing for 5 or more teams.
It's been such a special journey with these guys. So much hard work that's been poured into this.
A historic night, too, for Bad Bunny, making history as the first Spanish-language halftime show performer. The 31-year-old transforming the field into a Puerto Rican neighborhood and surprising the audience with special guests Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin. Hannah Bata, ABC News, New York.
A quick break now. When we return, we'll have your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN and your business headlines. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this short break.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Memories of the Winter Games. Right? We got the medal. It's early days. We're going to hopefully get a lot more than that.
Absolutely.
But speaking of sports, it's 6:23 and time to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Adam Scully here in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Sunday and Fort. We're heading to San Francisco for Super Bowl 60. Seahawks trying to finish the Patriots off in the fourth quarter. Drake May hit, picked off by Uchenna Nwosu, who goes 44 yards all the way to the house for the pick six. The NFL's stingiest defense causing headaches all night for the Pats, sacking May 6 times and creating 3 turnovers as Seattle wins their second Super Bowl in franchise history. Tonight on TSN, we've got an NBA doubleheader. The Bucks taking on the Magic before the Thunder face the Lakers. Coverage begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick today, looking at a daytime high of -6. Bit of sunshine, but also seeing isolated flurries for parts of the province. On Tuesday, sunshine returns, evening flurries, a high of -3. -4 degrees on Wednesday, flurries across the province yet again. For Nova Scotia, looking at a high of -5, mainly cloudy skies with scattered flurries. On Tuesday, -3 degrees, mainly cloudy skies with clouds clearing into the afternoon, but scattered flurries returning for the northern region. And then for Wednesday, a high of -2 yet again, flurries across the province. For Prince Edward Island, looking at scattered flurries today with a high of -6, -5 on Tuesday, mainly cloudy skies, evening flurries, isolated flurries across the island on Wednesday with a high of -3.
Just ahead in this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today, we want you to share your worst wardrobe malfunction. And yes, we were inspired by something very specific. You don't want to miss this one. It's a little out there. That's in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, you're going to have to wait to find out who had that very specific wardrobe malfunction because it is a doozy.
I'm still laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
That conversation can be coming up with Aaron and Peter in just a few minutes, but it is Monday morning, February 9th. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a lovely weekend. And yes, this is the first Monday in a long time where we are not waking up to a snowstorm.
I was just saying, what a treat to get to just drive into work without having to worry.
Right?
Yeah.
Clear roads.
Clear roads.
Nice surprise.
Yeah, the roads were clear all weekend. I was up in Cape Breton this weekend with some girlfriends, which we had a great time. We're up at Cape Smoky skiing, and it was nice just the fact that the roads were clear, because sometimes when you're traveling around the Maritimes in the winter, you know the roads can be tough, especially because conditions can be so different in New Brunswick versus Nova Scotia versus going up north to Cape Breton, right? It can really depend, but luckily clear roads throughout the whole weekend.
Amazing.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. And that gondola at Cape Smoky, how was that?
Oh my gosh, amazing.
Did you take photos?
You too. Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll have
yeah.
It was, I've always wanted to ride it.
It is so much fun. So basically for the Cape Smoky, you have to take the gondola up to the top, and thank goodness there are green runs that you can take from the top, because I'm a green run kind of gal.
What does that mean, like a lower level?
Yeah,
like
easier.
Like step up from the Bunny Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, Bunny Hill, green, blue run, black diamond.
No. Well, you know, to each their own.
At least you're above the bunny. Look at you.
Yeah.
Well, there was a woman and I, we were both going down at one point. We both had the same face of like, oh, no, you go. She's like, oh, no, you go. I'm like, oh, no, you go.
Love
but
it.
It was really good with two friends who are very supportive and great skiers. So beautiful conditions. And to say you've skied Cape Smoky.
That's cool.
I would love to be able to say that. Can't say that myself. Weather-wise, I guess it's friendly for the skiers. Not a lot of melting out there anyway.
Yeah, because it's remaining so cold.
Yeah.
Pretty good conditions to go skiing or enjoy an outdoor sport. We are going to see temperatures slowly rise into the midweek, but as of right now, it is cold starting off your day. Minus 13 degrees as you head outdoors in McAdam. You can see here a very dark start to the day as per usual. We are going to see sunshine a little bit later on across parts of Atlantic Canada, but also have some active weather as well in our forecast today. Minus 12 degrees heading outdoors in Fredericton, minus 7 in Charlottetown and Sydney, minus 9 early this morning in Halifax, minus 17 degrees in Labrador City, minus 6 over in Gander. Factor in that wind chill. Is going to feel a lot colder early this morning, especially when you factor in that wind as well. A bite is definitely in the air early this morning. We do have a risk of frostbite as well for Labrador City. We do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of Labrador for today. We are expecting some snowfall at around 10 to 20 centimeters. Same thing goes for parts of Newfoundland. A snowfall warning this morning until Tuesday, the heaviest of that snowfall being into tonight. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. So we are going to see a bit of sunshine, but also a cloudier day ahead for parts of Atlantic Canada. Heavier snowfall for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Into the maritime region, looking at a chance of flurries. In terms of the wind, we'll continue to pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, it is 50 kilometers per hour for sustained wind in Canso. And also 30 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth, 28 into North Cape, 26 into Grand Manan. Wind gusts of up to 44 kilometers per hour right now in Edmundston, 37 in North Cape, 39 in Grand Manan. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Rob Lance will be the next premier of Prince Edward Island after winning the leadership of the PCs. Speaking to reporters, Lance says he is already turning his attention to talks with Ottawa.
Energy. We have some energy capacity issues that everyone's well aware of.
At a leadership convention Saturday, Lance took 53% of the vote, while challenger Mark Ledwell won 46%. Lance previously held the title of interim premier after Dennis King resigned last year. Lance is expected to be sworn in this week. A second candidate has entered the race for leader of the New Brunswick PCs. First-term MLA Don Monahan announced his candidacy Saturday. Monahan will run against former MLA Daniel Alain, who announced his bid for leadership in the fall. PC members will vote for their new leader at the party's convention in October. Firefighters battled a fire at a vacant building in Dartmouth for several hours over the weekend. Crews were called shortly after 11:30 Saturday night to a fire at a strip mall on Pleasant Street. Crews were able to stop the fire from spreading to other parts of the building where other businesses are located. Nearly 36 firefighters worked through the night to bring the fire under control. No injuries were reported. How the fire started is under investigation. Police in Fredericton are now asking the public for help following a copper wire theft last month. The incident happened on January 17th near 400 Cliff Street and resulted in significant damage and widespread outages, including of the police non-emergency line. Police say they believe there are at least 2 suspects involved and they may have been using an ATV. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Two-time Olympic gold medalist and Nova Scotia's own Sidney Crosby has been named captain of Canada's hockey team at the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. The star captain of the NHL's Pittsburgh Penguins and the team's elder statesman is participating in his 3rd Olympic Games. Canadians Connor McDavid and Cale Makar were named alternative captains in their Olympic debuts after the NHL didn't send players to the 2018 and 2022 games. The team will open the games against Czechia on Thursday, then play Switzerland on Friday, followed by France on Sunday. And if you asked someone what sporting event they watched this weekend, they'd likely tell you the Olympics or the Super Bowl. But not so in Cox Heath, Nova Scotia, where nearly 2,000 people attended a high school hockey championship game. CTV's Ryan McDonald has more on why the Red Cup is a bit of a cult classic.
It's not everywhere you would see this many people at a high school hockey game. In fact, it might be unique to Riverview High School's Red Cup.
It's crazy. It's so much fun. There's so much school spirit. It's amazing. Like, you don't understand it until you're actually in the crowd.
That crowd was standing room only for Sunday's championship game between the host Riverview Ravens and the Glace Bay Panthers. With police on hand to ensure student safety, the annual tournament is like the school's Super Bowl or its winter carnival.
It's like the best part of the school year, and it's like so worth it to just look forward to it, and then it finally gets here, and it's unbelievable. Yeah.
The home crowd, many of them dressed in red and white, the school's colors, have plenty to cheer for as Riverview shot out to an early lead.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I went to this high school and grew up in Glace Bay.
Cape Breton Eagles forward Rory Pilling was on enemy territory cheering on the visitors. Still, the Quebec Maritimes Junior Hockey League player was impressed by the home crowd.
We don't even get these kind of fans sometimes. Like, it's pretty special, and these guys are lucky to have such a crowd like this to play in front of.
So why does this event get this kind of cult classic treatment? No one seems to know exactly, though it might simply boil down to one word: tradition.
Like, we make sure everyone gets here. We make announcements, posters, we spread the word, and it's not only our school, it's the community too, which is really special. There's no way this could be possible without all the teachers and staff.
The game ended the way the script called for, with a 6-1 win for the home team. A salute from the Red Cup champions to their adoring fans, and a water bottle shower for the winning goalie.
All the pictures, we'll keep them with us, and all these memories, it's just amazing. Yeah, and to get to come back and see the games later on when we're older, and hopefully the crowd and the energy just stays the same.
Memories made, ones that many of these students will one day look back upon as one of the highlights of their high school years. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Coxheath, Nova Scotia.
Holy, what a time!
I know. They're
That's
like,
exciting.
Olympics, what? Super Bowl, what?
The red hair, all the traditions. That Raven mascot, absolutely gets a shout out for the photo bombing and the interviews. Oh my gosh, next year I need to go to that.
Yeah, it looks like such a party. And also shout out to those two young ladies who, it sounds like, I don't know if they're in a student council, but it sounds like they put a lot of work into just getting some hype for the students to get there as well. But it is a cult classic. Like every year we do these stories, and it's incredible to see this group of young people and the whole community just come out for this game.
A hoot and a half. ×2.
Yeah.
All right, I want to go to that. You know where else I want to go? Milan.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
have
there's something happening there right now.
Yeah, I know, it's a busy time there. As you can imagine, pizza sales very brisk in Milan these days.
Oh.
All right, so here we are making the pizza. Local restaurants say business is booming, especially restaurants located near the Olympic Village. Surprise, surprise. Now, many athletes have taken to fueling up with custom pizza orders. One skier, for example, likes to add steak to his prosciutto pizza to get the extra protein.
Why not?
I hear that. I'd like to do that.
Now, what do they say in Italy if you're like, yes, please have some pineapple?
Oh, I think they would kick you out.
Really?
They would kick you out of the country.
That's not traditional pizza.
No, that looks delicious. Absolutely delicious. I actually did make some pizza in Naples anyway, not Milan. Never been in Milan. But the thing that I found interesting is that they don't like the crust really crispy. Like when you pick it up, the triangle of pizza, it will flop down. Like, you know how like our pizza stays hard? Yeah. So that was the one thing I kind of wished it was a little crispier. But I didn't dare ask for it extra crispy.
No.
Like, this is how you make it. I don't mess with
exactly
the origin story. Okay, still ahead, we're going to have your entertainment headlines on this Monday morning. Coming up next, so you do not want to miss this Move Morning Chat. Oh, boy. We're asking about your worst wardrobe malfunction, and oh boy, there is a story to go with this. That conversation's coming up next. It's 6:39 on your Monday morning.
Good morning and happy Monday. The time now is 6:42. We're taking a live look at Port de Grave, -5 degrees starting off your day. We do have a chance of flurries expected throughout the day before transitioning over to snow, actually, into the evening. A cold start to the day right across the region, colder in other parts, of course. -12 degrees starting off your day in Fredericton, -7 in both Charlottetown and Sydney, -9 degrees early this morning into Halifax, -3 in Happy Valley Goose Bay, 1 degree over in St. Anthony. We do have a special weather statement currently in effect for parts of Labrador. We're expecting snowfall at around 10 to 20 centimeters of accumulation, heaviest being today, tonight actually into tomorrow. And our snowfall warning also in effect this morning until Tuesday, snowfall around 10 to 20 centimeters as well. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. So we are going to see a snowfall for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Other than that, a bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region, and also going to see some flurry activity as well. And that takes us into this afternoon, still seeing flurry activity for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, getting some mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. And into the evening, much of the same expected. Continued flurries taking us into early Tuesday morning, where we are going to see a bit of sunshine, but also flurry activity still lingering for parts of the region. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation across Prince Edward Island, 1 to 5 for parts of eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island, heaviest being 10 to 15 centimeters into North Mountain. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, looking at around 1 to 15 centimeters of accumulation. Here's a look at our forecast today for New Brunswick. A mix of sun and cloud, also seeing a bit of flurry activity for parts of the province. Daytime highs between -8 to -3, wind gusts of 40 kilometers per hour. Prince Edward Island looking at highs between -5 to -4. Scattered flurries expected throughout your day. Wind out of the northwest. 30 gusting to 50. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing applies. Looking at scattered flurries throughout your day. Highs will range from -6 to -1 and wind gusts of 50. For the rest of Nova Scotia, daytime highs between -5 to -3. Flurries start off the day clearing into the southwestern region, leaving mainly cloudy skies. And then for Labrador City, a high of -14 degrees today, expecting flurries as well throughout your day. 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at scattered flurries expected. Tuesday's forecast, the daytime highs slowly start to warm up just a bit. We are going to see a mix of sun and clouds cloud for parts of the Maritime region, also holding on to a bit of flurry activity for parts of Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. Going to see some mixed precipitation for Newfoundland, and for parts of Labrador, still holding on to some snowfall. Into Wednesday's forecast, we do have another low that's making its way over, bringing flurries right back across the Maritime region, and we are going to see Newfoundland, Labrador still dealing with a bit of mixed precipitation. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to the Move Morning Chat.
It's the Monday edition of the Move Morning Chat. We love to wear different outfits on this show. We always have to have a variety of different things to wear. But hey, sometimes you may have a wardrobe malfunction. We've all been there, and some of us more recently than others. Aaron?
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you guys, before Peter tells his story, he is now resort famous for his wardrobe malfunction. The bartenders all know him from this. I mean, everybody's talking about it. It is the funniest thing. Peter, you got to share what happened to you.
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, it is not actually an article of clothing, but an article that was on my clothing. Can we start there? It was an article that was on my clothing, on my shoe, in fact. Okay? I need to be very specific about this because I was walking into the sushi restaurant here, Beaches, Turks, and Caicos. I got to the podium where the person is standing to let me, find my seat and take me to my table. And she said, "I'm sorry, sir, you can't come in with that on your shoe." I said, "What on my shoe?" And I looked down and there was some stuck to my shoe. I could not get it off my shoe. I tried to get it off. I didn't know what it was. I will admit this. And when you find out what it was, you may find it difficult to believe that I couldn't recognize it from what I was looking at. It was stuck on like it was there with Gorilla Glue. It would not come off. I stepped on it and it would move to my other shoe. Finally, I moved over and went to the grass and did kind of like my dirty dancing sidestep move where I'm taking this thing off my shoe. I went up to the podium and I said, "Excuse me, but what was that on my shoe?" And the woman at the podium said it was a panty liner. So somehow I had picked up a panty liner on my shoe.
Wait, what was it?
This has gone
Panty
around.
liner.
Yes. This has gone around to, because bartenders move from bar to bar, and Aaron told the bartender our favorite bar. This has gone around to every bar, and there are tons of them on the resort. And so all the bartenders, when I walk up, they say, "Hey, it's Peter Panty Liner."
Peter, you're supposed to leave those in the bathroom.
Isn't that the best story ever?
My wardrobe malfunction and my new nickname here at Beaches, Turks, and Caicos.
Mm-hmm.
They're calling you Panty Liner?
Peter Panty Liner.
That's the best. So how about you guys? Have you had a wardrobe malfunction that can top that one?
No. I don't think anyone has a wardrobe malfunction that can top that one. Aaron, you?
You know what? Listen, just quickly, we were on one of these Password to Paradise trips last year, and I just had a bit of a bathing suit shift, and I didn't realize. And everybody was being so friendly to me, and
of course
waving and smiling. And then finally, someone told me, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So all to say, a lot of things are happening here on these Password to Paradise trips that are not the best for us, but for everyone else's sake, it's pretty hilarious.
Hilarious. They're like, "Hey, Aaron."
Yeah. I'm like, man, I must look really good today.
Oh my gosh. No. All I'll say is if you've gone to Magic Mountain in Moncton, you just got to really watch yourself when you come out of the kamikaze.
Yes.
Because that thing can do some damage and some shifting. Okay. We're fine. We don't have any stories to share. We're good. So we're asking you at home, can you top Peter or Aaron's story? Please tell us about your worst wardrobe malfunction. If you don't want us to send us your name, we understand. 10400 is the number. Please send us a text and we'll share your answers later in the show.
My heart is racing.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:52. We're going to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
Football festivities and severe winter weather along much of the East Coast kept moviegoers at home. The result, a slow weekend at the box office. The survival thriller Send Help held on to the top spot with $10 million in its second weekend of release. The romantic comedy Solo Mio, starring Kevin James as a jilted groom, opened in the number 2 spot with about $7 million in revenue. Not a bad take for a movie that was made on a micro budget of just $4 million. And rounding out the top 3, the horror film Iron Lung, which earned $6 million over the weekend. Actor Michael Keaton was named Man of the Year by Harvard University's Hasty Pudding Theatricals. The theater group, which dates back to 1844, presented Keaton with his pudding pot, which is handed out each year to the man and woman who have made lasting and impressive contributions to the world of entertainment. Brad Arnold, the lead singer of the Grammy-nominated rock band 3 Doors Down, died on Saturday, months after announcing he had been diagnosed with stage 4 kidney cancer. 3 Doors Down was formed in 1996 and 4 years later received that Grammy nomination for their breakout hit Kryptonite. Arnold was 47. And happy birthday to Tom Hiddleston, the British actor best known for his role as Marvel villain Loki, is 45. That's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Alex Stone, ABC News.
All right, switching gears, they say there's healing power in creating, and this next story is proof of that. It's about a NASCAD student using her art to deal with her personal grief.
CTV's Brianne Foley shows us she tapped into new media to tell her late brother's story.
It's like letters to my brother. Vanessa Eufola received the best news and the worst news hours apart.
On the day that I got into the Master of Fine Arts program at NASCAD University, my brother died.
From the moment she began her Masters of Fine Arts, her brother Tristan became the focal point of her thesis.
The exhibition for the last 2 years has been me trying to understand how to move forward with life, how to be a sister even after your brother is dead, how to keep going forward even though some days you feel really stuck in your grief. Everyone went wild because they were sure it was you.
She says that art became her pathway through the grief, writing letters and showing her brother to the world.
I just started documenting things, just picked up my cell phone camera and started taking pictures. And that became part of a series of images of my parents, a slideshow of them day after day visiting my brother's grave.
Tapping into Tristan's passions was key to her healing.
I've learned so much about working with different kinds of techniques, and it's given me ideas about how to do things differently. Made pigments from, soils of places that he was in Utah that I know where he was. My brother was a landscaper and a hardscaper, so he worked with welding, so I welded the cactus.
The healing process has been long, and expressing her brother through her art helps guide her forward.
I miss my brother every day, and I'm not going to say that it hasn't been hard to look at his face while I've been making, prints about him. But at the same time, I think that kind of confrontation has been so helpful for meditating on our relationship.
Vanessa will be holding an artist talk explaining everything to do with this exhibit Friday at noon. As for It Is What It Is, it's ongoing until February 14th here at the Anna at NASCAD University. Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Brianne. A beautiful tribute there. Happening now in local news, Rob Lance will become the next premier of Prince Edward Island. He won the Conservative Party leadership race over the weekend, taking just over 53% of the vote. Plus, a second candidate has entered the race for leader of the New Brunswick PCs. We'll have details on who is running. Plus, firefighters battled a blaze at a vacant building in Dartmouth for several hours over the weekend. We'll have those details just ahead in your local news headlines. But first, it is a look at the 3-day forecast for the start of the work week with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. A high of -6 degrees for New Brunswick today. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud, also seeing isolated flurries for parts of the province. On Tuesday, sunshine returns, evening flurries and a high of -3. -4 degrees on Wednesday with flurries across the province. For Nova Scotia today, a high of -5. We do have mainly cloudy skies and scattered flurries. On Tuesday, -2 degrees, looking at mainly cloudy skies and clouds clear into the afternoon, but also seeing scattered flurries return for Cape Breton Island and the eastern region. On Wednesday, -2 degrees with flurries across the province. Prince Edward Island, a high of -6 today. We do have scattered flurries. On Tuesday, -5, mainly cloudy skies throughout the day. Flurries arrive into the evening. On Wednesday, -3 degrees with isolated flurries expected.
It's Monday, February 9th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, Rob Lance will be the next premier of Prince Edward Island after winning the leadership of the PCs over the weekend. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And the winter blues. We're halfway through winter, but those last 6 weeks may have you in a funk. We'll talk about coping strategies for the midwinter blues coming up, and that and so much more on this hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 7:01. It's Monday, February 9th, and I am one of those people that detests winter.
I never picked that up.
Who would have known? Born and raised in Canada, never agreed with me.
You love summer. I know that's your favorite season, especially for swimming.
Spring, summer, fall. I'll take it.
3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah.
I love a little taste of winter. I love a little snow at Christmas time. I love the magic of the first snowfall. But I wish winter were just like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 solid weeks.
I could handle that.
And then just to get a taste of it, and then we just move into spring.
Yeah, I'm like Crystal. I love seeing the snowfall for Christmas, like a Hallmark movie.
Yes.
But other than that, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Cold, I don't need it.
Ladies, I can't join you there. I do like it, which is funny because I like being warm, so you wouldn't think that winter would be something I like. I like it when you have the fresh snowfall and you can get out. There's so many different snow activities you can do, and the sky is blue and it's crisp. Look at this. You can go outside for a skate. Oh, bring
that looks freezing to me.
Yeah, I mean, the sound of the ice.
When our guest comes in for the interview, I love that. Well, thank heaven most people feel like you, Amanda, but I will be paying very close attention to what the person says about getting through the next 6 weeks.
For real, I'm with you there. Well, in Fredericton right now, it is -12. That's not even factoring in that wind chill. You're going to see sunshine throughout your day, though, at least, but not really helping to warm things up much. As of right now, -10 degrees in Moncton, -7 starting off your day in Charlottetown and Sydney, -9 in Halifax, -5 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Factor in that wind chill, going to feel a bite in the air, especially with that wind we're seeing across the maritime region. Newfoundland and Labrador is still going to be cold as well early this morning with a risk of frostbite in Labrador City. Over to our watches and warnings currently in effect. We do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of Labrador for today, looking at some snowfall. Same thing goes for parts of Newfoundland, looking at snowfall this morning until Tuesday. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. So we are going to see that snowfall for both Newfoundland and Labrador, a bit of mixed precipitation too in the forecast for them. Into the maritime region, looking at a bit of sunshine, but also seeing flurry activity for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. In terms of the wind, we'll continue to pick up into the afternoon, already 50 kilometers per hour right now in Canso, 28 into North Cape, 30 in Edmonton, as well as into Yarmouth. Wind gusts of up to 50 kilometers per hour right now in Edmonton, 37 into North Cape, 39 into Grand Manan. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Rob Lance will become the next premier of Prince Edward Island. He won the Conservative Party leadership race this weekend, taking just over 53% of the vote. Lance defeated Mark Ledwell, who got just shy of 47%. Lance is expected to be officially sworn in as premier sometime this week. He says he's honored to serve as premier again.
We're more energized, and we're more ready for what comes next. Today, you didn't just choose a leader. You sent a clear message about the future of the party and about how you want to see it led, and about the work that has to be done, and about the confidence that you have in where we're headed. And today, you've asked me to take responsibility for that future. I accept that responsibility.
Lance was named interim premier in February of last year after Dennis King resigned. He then stepped down in December to run for permanent party leadership. A second candidate has entered the race for leader of the New Brunswick PCs. First-time MLA Don Monahan announced his candidacy Saturday. Monahan will run against former MLA Daniel Alain, who announced his bid for leadership in the fall. BC members will vote for their new leader at the party's convention in October. Firefighters battled a blaze at a vacant building in Dartmouth for several hours over the weekend. Crews were called shortly after 11:30 Saturday night to a fire at a strip mall on Pleasant Street. Crews were able to stop the fire from spreading to other parts of the building where other businesses are located. Nearly 36 firefighters worked through the night to bring the fire under control. No one was hurt. How the fire started is under investigation. Police in Fredericton are asking the public for help following a copper wire theft last month. The incident happened on January 17th near 400 Cliff Street and resulted in significant damage and widespread outages, including of the police non-emergency line. Police say they believe there are at least 2 suspects involved and they may have been using an ATV. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Doctors in some provinces are getting a bit of a break, with pharmacists stepping in to test and treat for common illnesses. In PEI, they're now allowed to diagnose strep throat, which means islanders can skip the doctor's visit and still find relief. CTV's Maria Saru has more.
A pharmacist on the phone or behind the counter can be the first stop for many islanders who don't have a family doctor. And now they can test for and treat strep throat too. It's partly to improve access in a province that ranks last in the share of the population with a regular healthcare provider.
Strep throat is very painful, and it's not something that people really want to wait for a day or 2 or a week whenever they can get into an appointment.
It reflects a bigger push across the country to broaden the list of common conditions which pharmacists can assess and prescribe treatments.
This should alleviate some of the strain and demand in emergency rooms and with physicians and nurse practitioners.
Some provinces have been more wary, like Ontario, where the pharmacy regulator says 43% of pharmacists responding to its expanded scope consultation expressed concerns it would worsen workload, burnout, corporate pressures, and staffing issues. But back on the island, the PEI Pharmacy Association says many welcome a wider role because they can more often close the loop on care.
I think that it's really rewarding to be able to follow through and provide that service.
In some places, pharmacists can go further. For example, in Nova Scotia, where they can assess tick bites to help prevent Lyme disease, and in British Columbia, where 21 minor ailments are on the list.
Here in PEI, the health department says it'll continue to review other opportunities to expand pharmacists' scope of practice to match the province's priorities. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
Thank you so much, Maria. Finally, someone in Newfoundland may be $1 million richer. You'll want to check your tickets. Atlantic Lottery says an Atlantic 49 ticket worth $1 million was sold in Conception Bay South. Now, this was for the Saturday, February 7th draw. Atlantic Lotto says details on the prize winner will be released as soon as they come forward. $1 million, not a way to brighten up the winter if you're having a rough winter season.
Oh, yeah. $1 million.
What could you do with $1 million?
I would love that. Okay, if you'd love some help getting over an ex, okay, imagine heartbreak on top of these winter cold temperatures. If you want to get over an ex before Valentine's Day, this zoo has the program for you. The San Antonio Zoo's Cry Me a Cockroach Valentine's fundraiser lets you name a cockroach, rat, or veggie after an ex or a not-so-special someone, and then the zoo will feed that to a hungry animal. So that's interesting. So you can turn your heartache into a tasty treat and support wildlife conservation. Prices range from $5 to $15 depending on your selection, and apparently that's a discount. The zoo's saying that they're rolling back pricing to help with the vengeance.
Awesome.
What a sense of humor. I love that.
Oh, my God. What a cheeky way to raise
Okay, $5 for the cockroach, $15 for the rat. Okay.
Ooh.
So if it's a really bad breakup, you go for the rat.
You go for the rat.
I'd want to send it to them.
Oh,
that's even better.
Burn.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Surprise.
There you go. Okay, still ahead this half hour, we'll have a roundup of Super Bowl 60. And right after the break, it is a look at your Monday forecast with Latavia. This almost looks like it could be like a white sandy beach, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Right? No.
Very sandy day.
No, in Truro. Not far from the guys Frenchies was there this weekend. The forecast is next.
Time now is 7:13. We're taking a live look at Moncton. Currently minus 10 degrees in your area. Going to be seeing sunshine as the sun begins to rise, looking at a mix of sun and cloud throughout your day. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca. It is a cold start to the day right across parts of the region. As of right now, minus 13 degrees in Fredericton, minus 7 over in Charlottetown, minus 9 degrees in Halifax, minus 6 in Sydney, minus 3 degrees in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and minus 3 over in Corner Brook. We do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of Labrador. We're expecting snowfall today at around 10 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. We also have a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland this morning until Tuesday into tonight, seeing the heaviest of that snowfall at around 10 to 20 centimeters. Over to our forecast timeline. As the sun begins to rise, we will be seeing sunshine for parts of the Maritime region. Also seeing flurry activity throughout your day, around a 30 to 60% chance of it happening. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing a bit of mixed precipitation, looking at some rainfall and for the most part, snow. Into the afternoon, much of the same is expected for the Maritimes. All 3 Maritime provinces will be seeing some flurry activity. That takes us into tonight. Temperatures cool down, factor in that wind chill, feeling even colder tonight. Taking us into early Tuesday morning, another cold start to the day. Temperatures will warm up a little bit warmer than today's daytime highs, and we are going to see a mix of sun and cloud, lingering flurries for parts of the Maritime region, and still seeing a bit of mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, rather, 1 to 5 centimeters across Prince Edward Island, 1 to 15 for parts of Nova Scotia, looking around 1 to 10 centimeters of accumulation as well for parts of Labrador, 1 to 15 for Newfoundland. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. A mix of sun and clouds starts off the day. We will be seeing a chance of flurries for parts of the province into the afternoon. Wind out of the northwest, 20 gusting to 40, and daytime highs will range from minus 8 to minus 3. Prince Edward Island seeing scattered flurries throughout your day. Highs between minus 5 to minus 3 degrees. Wind gusts of 50. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same, but we're seeing scattered flurries throughout your day. Highs between minus 6 to minus 1. For the rest of Nova Scotia, seeing flurry activity start off the day, clearing out for the southwestern region into the afternoon, leaving mainly cloudy skies with highs between minus 5 to minus 4. Labrador City also seeing flurries throughout your day, a high of minus 14 degrees and 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at some scattered flurries. Into Tuesday's forecast, as I had mentioned, temperatures cold starting off in the morning, warming up for our daytime highs, still below the freezing mark. And we are going to see a mix of sun and cloud with a chance of flurries for parts of the Maritime region, lingering mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland, and for Labrador, looking at snowfall as well. Wednesday's forecast, we have another low-pressure system moving in, bringing flurries back around for the Maritime region. Same thing goes for Newfoundland and Labrador, going to see some flurry activity as well. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Seattle Seahawks fans are waking up with a smile after their team beat the New England Patriots at Super Bowl 60. ABC's Hannah Bata has a roundup of big moments from the big game.
Overnight, the Seattle Seahawks dominating the New England Patriots to become Super Bowl champions.
The Seahawks, Super Bowl champions for the second time.
11 years after their narrow loss at the hands of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's Patriots, the Seahawks denying New England a return to the winner's circle.
We believed in each other, we loved each other, and now we're world champions.
A defensive game from the start. Seattle scoring 3 field goals in the first half as their dark side defense held the Pats scoreless.
From 60, and he knocks it in.
The Patriots wouldn't get on the board until the fourth quarter when it looked like they might be sparking a comeback. But any dream of a Brady-esque comeback was quickly dashed. The Seahawks picking off Patriots quarterback Drake May and running it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's hurt. No doubt. It definitely hurts. Just came up short. Didn't play our best, and that's what happens.
Running back Kenneth Walker III taking home the MVP honors, rushing 27 times for 135 yards.
We went through a lot of adversity this season, but we came together.
Kicker Jason Myers etched his name into Seahawks history, kicking a Super Bowl record 5 field goals during the game. And quarterback Sam Darnold became the first quarterback in NFL history to win a Super Bowl after playing for 5 or more teams.
It's been such a special journey with these guys. So much hard work that's been poured into this.
A historic night, too, for Bad Bunny, making history as the first Spanish-language halftime show performer. The 31-year-old transforming the field into a Puerto Rican neighborhood and surprising the audience with special guests Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin. Hannah Bata, ABC News, New York.
Thank you, Hannah. A quick break here. When we return, we'll have a conversation on combating the winter blues. news. As we really get into the month of February, that conversation is coming up next. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:21, and it is estimated that there are 14 million dogs and cats in Canada, but only 3% of pet owners have invested in pet insurance.
Yes, pet insurance can help you in the event of an unforeseen expensive medical bill, but the premiums can rise substantially as your pet gets older. CTV's Pat Foran has more.
Is Rosie a good dog?
Oh, she's the best. She just loves people.
Elaine Sitter of Toronto has had Rosie, a Bichon poodle, since she was a puppy. Now 11 years old, Rosie continues to be a wonderful companion.
I love her. She's amazing. She's my little shadow.
Sitter says a former pet died young and had expensive veterinary bills, which is why she wanted Rosie to have pet insurance. The monthly premiums were manageable in the beginning, but in 2024 they rose to $286 a month. They jumped again the next year to $470 a month, and Sitter was told for this year the premiums would be $866 each month.
I want to live comfortably, and I want her to live comfortably as well, but I just can't justify that kind of money.
Sitter is insured with 24 Pet Watch. She called to get answers regarding the massive price hike.
Your dog is older. And I'm like, yeah, that was a point of insurance. And that I was on an old plan, and they weren't honoring that old plan any longer.
We contacted the parent company of 24 Pet Watch, Independence Pet Holdings. A spokesperson said monthly premiums have risen in recent years as veterinary costs continue to increase. As claim costs rise, insurers must adjust premiums to keep pace.
The rates for younger animals will always be less expensive than those for animals as they age.
Consumer Reports advises to shop around for pet insurance or self-insure with your own savings plan.
Meaning you have a lockbox where you put that money untouched in the event that your pet does need some sort of service.
That's a lot of money.
Sitter says over 11 years she paid $17,000 in premiums and now wishes she would have had her own savings plan instead.
I really wish that I wouldn't have bothered with insurance. I could have stuck $100 away a week and would have been fine.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
Pet insurance. Okay, fun, everybody, guess what? The dog was on our show, Zoe. I adopted her. Yay, from the SPCA.
Yeah,
as of about a week, we have dog owners, but she came with a bonded pair, so she has a brother. So it was 2 for the price of 1. We have 2 geriatric chihuahuas. So
I love it. They're adorable.
The cutest thing is my husband, who said he never wanted a small dog. He's taken to these dogs like you wouldn't believe.
Right? They always do.
Oh, my gosh.
They're like, no.
So wonderful.
Like, yay.
But as you get into having an older pet, I think there are a lot of expenses, so pet insurance is something we're considering.
Yes, absolutely.
But, yeah, we'll see. And do you have it for your dogs?
No, I should, but I don't.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, to each their own, but Pat Ford makes some interesting points there. But, yeah, dog ownership. Oh, my gosh.
Going again. Very exciting, Crystal. You know what? If you're taking those pups on a walk today, it's not too bad outside.
Great, because they do get chilly. They're little dogs.
Oh, yeah, little babies. All right, we'll take a look at our 3-day forecast. We'll start off in New Brunswick. So it is going to be a bit cooler today, but temperatures will rise a little bit, still remaining below seasonal for our daytime highs. A bit of sunshine across New Brunswick today, but we also have some isolated flurries returning for parts of the province. -3 degrees on Tuesday, lots of sunshine. We do have flurries returning into the evening. And then on Wednesday, -4 degrees, flurries across the province yet again. For Nova Scotia, a high of -5, mainly cloudy skies and scattered flurries. Into Tuesday's forecast, looking at a high of -2, mainly cloudy. Still seeing scattered flurries for Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia. And then on Wednesday, -2 degrees, flurries across the province. Prince Edward Island, looking at a high of -6. We have scattered flurries today. On Tuesday, -5, mainly cloudy skies. Flurries return into the evening. On Wednesday, -3 degrees, flurries across the island yet again. Time now, 7:25. We'll be right back.
Just ahead this half hour, perfect weather for a hot bowl of soup. It is soup season. Chef Stephen Barrett's back in the YMA kitchen, and he'll share a recipe we know you'll want to make. That's coming up in 15 minutes here on Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. We're halfway through the show. Monday, February 9th. So glad you could join us. So happy to have Chef Stephen Barrett back. He's such a vibe.
He's so nice.
I really love Stephen.
And talented.
Talented. His recipes, I use them all the time. So this soup recipe, I don't know much about it. We'll soon find out. Surely it will become a staple in our household.
It's straightforward, too. And also, what I love about Stephen Barrett, well, actually, what makes me nervous about Stephen Barrett is the way he's so good at his knife skills.
Yeah, and when he looks up.
Yeah, and looking up, every time I'm like,
he's like, hey, fingers. Stephen. He's the pro.
Yeah. Just
never had an issue.
Look or chop, not at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would say as his mother. Not his mother, but, you know, if I were.
If I were.
Anyway, looking forward to that. I made soup last night. It was cold. I made the soup Suzette made a couple weeks ago, the ham and potato soup on the stove. It's already, that's a rotation in our house. Delicious.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I know Stevens will too. But anyway, it's soup weather. Fully soup weather.
Absolutely. We're still seeing the colder air early this week across the region. Temperatures will rise a little bit later into the week, especially midweek, but it's still going to remain below seasonal. We're not getting those above seasonal daytime highs this week.
Ooh, this is pretty.
Yeah, beautiful. It's -8 degrees over in Halls Harbor early this morning. Factor in that wind chill, feeling more like -15. We will be seeing mainly cloudy skies in your area, as well as a chance of flurries returning. So starting off this morning, it is -13 degrees in Fredericton, -9 in Halifax, -6 in Sydney, -7 degrees early this morning in Charlottetown, -17 in Labrador City, -5 over in Gander. Factor in that wind chill, still going to feel bite in the air, especially when you factor in the wind currently across the region. And we do have a risk of frostbite over in Labrador City. Speaking of Labrador, we have a special weather statement in effect for today, looking at some snowfall, and as well as a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland this morning until Tuesday. So Newfoundland and Labrador seeing snowfall, a bit of mixed precipitation today as well. Into the maritime region, a bit of sunshine, but also seeing some flurry activity for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. In terms of the wind, out of the north and northwest this morning, 50 kilometers per hour in Canso. 30 into North Cape, looking at 30 kilometers per hour as well in Edmundston, 24 into Yarmouth. Wind gusts of up to 50 kilometers per hour right now in Edmundston, 33 in Yarmouth, 31 in Grand Manan and Bathurst. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. Rob Lance will be the next Premier of Prince Edward Island after winning the leadership of the PCs. Speaking to reporters Saturday, Lance says he is already turning his attention to talks with Ottawa.
Energy. We have some energy capacity issues that everyone's well aware of.
At a leadership convention Saturday, Lance took 53% of the vote, while challenger Mark Ledwell won 46%. Lance previously held the title of interim premier after Dennis King resigned last year. Lance is expected to be sworn in this week. A second candidate has entered the race for leader of the New Brunswick PCs. First-term MLA Don Monahan announced his candidacy Saturday. Monahan will run against former MLA Daniel Alain, who announced his bid for leadership in the fall. PC members will vote for their new leader at the party's convention in October. Police in Fredericton are now asking the public for help following a copper wire theft last month. The incident happened on January 17th near 400 Cliff Street and resulted in significant damage and widespread outages, including of the police non-emergency line. Police say they believe there are at least 2 suspects involved and they may have been using an ATV. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Firefighters battled a fire at a vacant building in Dartmouth for several hours over the weekend. Crews were called shortly after 11:30 Saturday night to a fire at a strip mall on Pleasant Street. Crews were able to stop the blaze from spreading to other parts of the building where other businesses are located. Nearly 3 dozen firefighters worked through the night to bring the fire under control. No one was hurt. How the fire started is under investigation. Some good news for someone in Newfoundland who may be $1 million richer. Atlantic Lottery says an Atlantic 49 ticket worth $1 million was sold in Conception Bay South. It was for the Saturday, February 7th draw. Atlantic Lottery says details on the prize winner will be released as soon as they come forward. A Norwegian Canadian who is recognized around here as a giant in the fishing and seafood industry and a man on many charities was honored over the weekend. CTV's Jesse Thomas has more on the celebrations and familiar faces who came out to show support.
Steiner Engset is many things, a businessman and entrepreneur who created hundreds of jobs here in Atlantic Canada's seafood industry, and a philanthropist who quietly gives back to the community in many charities. The avid sailor was honored on his 84th birthday with a plaque that'll hang at the Dartmouth Yacht Club.
The honors that I was given here, my goodness, it's like a good send-off. It's because at 84 you have to enjoy every day you get.
Friends and representatives from the many organizations he's supported, like military and veterans charities and his church, organized this surprise to say thanks to him for all he's done.
Just simple thank you to a man who has given so much of not only his financial resources, but his time.
Several dignitaries were on hand, including former federal fisheries minister Jeff Regan, who met Engset while holding the portfolio. They've remained close friends.
But I was already before that aware of his tremendous support for veterans and the contributions he makes to so many organizations.
Engset was born in Norway during the Second World War, and he's never forgotten where he came from, nor the Allied forces who helped liberate his homeland. It inspired him to create the Convoy Cup, a sailing race that pays tribute to the convoy of Allied ships that departed the Bedford Basin during the Battle of the Atlantic, moving vital supplies to Europe.
If these ships had not gotten to the other side, D-Day would not happen. Think about that.
A bronze plaque is still being finished and will replace this temporary granite one, an honor for Engset and his dog Bella, who joined him Saturday and is etched in stone. Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Thank you, Jesse, for that report. Many familiar faces there, too.
Yeah. Okay, guess what? Over the weekend, people got their first glimpse of a trio of lion cubs at the Audubon Zoo in New Orleans. So Nandi, Tatu, and Zawadi enjoyed a sun-filled playdate in their brand new habitat. Now, the trio was born last October, and until this past weekend, they received all their care indoors by zoo staff. But the temperature is now warm enough for them to go outside. So if it's sunny and above 12 Celsius, the lions can enjoy an outdoor recess, rather. Yay, they're healthy.
They're so adorable.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Little rascals.
Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And a beautiful new habitat, too.
Gorgeous.
Anyway, I guess you have to go to New Orleans and check them out. That's an assignment I'm just giving myself.
See the little cub.
See you later, boss.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. We want to return to the Move Morning Chat. In case you missed it, it is a funny one on this Monday morning. We're reminding you of the question of the day. You can send us a text at 10400. Please tell us about your worst wardrobe malfunction. How did it happen? How did you recover? We heard from Aaron and Peter earlier. They have been reporting from Turks and Caicos for a contest for their radio station. And they've had a couple interesting ones.
Oh, they have. Definitely.
Boy,
dramatic.
Very dramatic. So 10400 is the number. All right, still ahead, Latavia has the latest look at the forecast, and then the soup is on. Chef Stephen Barrett is live, and he is making a gnocchi chicken and lemon soup. And you can too. Those details coming up next.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 7:41. We're taking a live look at Charlottetown. -7 degrees starting off your day. Looking at a chance of flurries starting off the day and then transitioning over to steady flurries into the afternoon. We are going to see flurries sticking around for parts of the Maritime region. Also seeing some snowfall in our forecast. As of right now, -13 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton. -9 in Halifax, -6 early this morning in Sydney and St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement in effect for today for parts of Labrador, looking at snowfall at around 10 to 20 centimeters of accumulation, as well as a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland, looking at this morning until Tuesday, up to 20 centimeters expected. Over to our forecast timeline. So we are going to see a bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region early this morning as the sun begins to rise. Also holding on to a chance of some flurry activity for parts of all three Maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador, for the most part, seeing snowfall, but we do have a bit of mixed precipitation for both those provinces. And then into tonight, temperatures start to cool back down, factor in that wind chill feeling even colder. Still holding on to flurries for the Maritime region, also seeing that mixed precipitation hold for parts of Newfoundland. And then Labrador, looking at that snowfall into early Tuesday morning. We do have another cooler day ahead, but temperatures slowly rising for our daytime highs. Still remaining below seasonal, though. Into our snowfall outlook, looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation along Prince Edward Island, parts of eastern Nova Scotia, Cape Breton, heaviest being into North Mountain and 10 to 15 centimeters. For parts of Labrador at around 1 to 10 centimeters of accumulation, and for Newfoundland, 1 to 15. For today's forecast for New Brunswick, looking at a mix of sun and cloud, we do have a chance of flurries into the afternoon for parts of the province. Highs will range from -8 to -3 degrees and wind gusts of 40 kilometers per hour. And then for Prince Edward Island, highs between -5 to -3. We do have scattered flurries throughout your day, transitioning over to steadier flurries into the afternoon. And then for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at scattered flurries as well, with highs between -6 to -1. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, starting off with flurries, will clear for the southwestern region of the province, leaving mainly cloudy skies with highs between -5 to -4. Labrador City, a high of -14 degrees today, looking at a chance of flurries throughout your day. Scattered flurries for St. John's, Newfoundland, with a high of 1. Tuesday's forecast, a lot more sunshine for parts of the Maritime region, still holding on to a bit of flurry activity for parts of Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. Looking at a bit of mixed precipitation for parts of Newfoundland, and then for Labrador, still holding on to light snowfall. Wednesday's forecast, another low-pressure system makes its way in, bringing flurries back around for the Maritime, still holding on to, for Newfoundland and Labrador, a bit of flurry activity as well. So that's a look at weather forecast. We'll flip things over to Crystal.
All right, I'm so glad you did. It's 7:44. Chef Stephen Baird is in the house once again. Stephen, a delight to have you here.
Thank
always.
you. Love coming in. It's always a good time.
It really is. And when you make stuff, it's easy and it's accessible and always good. Your recipes are repeated again and again in my household.
Amazing.
So
yeah.
What's my new favorite recipe?
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do here. I like the fancy stuff too, but today we're keeping it easy. We're doing a little soup with gnocchi, lemon, chicken, and a bit of dill. What I have shallots and garlic frying off in a pot.
Okay.
We have some just store-bought hard gnocchi you get on the shelf. Nothing fancy about this.
Like it comes like in a little almost like a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, I'm going to drop that in. We can let that brown up a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to get you, these are just a couple of egg yolks.
Okay. Just the yolk.
Squeeze some lemon juice into them.
Yeah. Oh.
And then just whisk them together. And then we're going to add that to our soup in a couple of minutes.
The whole lemon worth?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
This is very fresh and bright.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah.
Well, what we need in the middle of winter.
Exactly. It's a soup, so we're talking you can turn anything into a soup. But we're going to do this morning.
And you want me to whisk this?
Yeah, give that a little whisk. Excuse me, I'm just going to start. Now, I just have some stock here. I'm going to start adding that to our pan with our gnocchi. I just heated it up for time's sake, but you can just throw it in cold if you want to. And this is just, yeah, store-shavable gnocchi. We're going to just let that start to boil. I'm going to pour it. Go ahead and
so
pour
in real,
this in.
if we had more time, you were at home, you could put this, you could like really let that brown up.
Yes, yeah, for sure. I definitely would. So our gnocchi is now in our pot with our, it's just chicken stock. This is just store-bought. If you have your own, great. If not, just buy some from the store. I have here chicken from a, bagged rotisserie chicken from the grocery store. It's about the same price as buying chicken breast, so then you can use the rest for something else. So now we're just going to go ahead and whisk that into our soup mixture. And that's just
into there.
In here, and it's going to make it look really creamy. It's just egg whites, or egg yolks, sorry.
Yeah, it's nice and frothy.
Here we go.
That's fun. See, what I like about this recipe is it sounds fancy and looks fancy.
Yeah.
And probably it's going to taste fancy, but like it's not fancy.
It's not hard at all. So to that's perfect. Now, look, it looks nice and creamy. There's no dairy in this, so if you're dairy-free, that makes it easier. I'm just going to add, I have some chopped up chicken breast. We can go ahead and toss that in. And like I said, this is just from a rotisserie chicken at the store. And now we have our chicken, our gnocchi, everything is in there. It looks nice and creamy. It's bright because of the lemon.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna let that cook for a minute. And then when we serve, I'm gonna add a little bit of dill. We can add a little, I love dill. So you can use fresh dill, or you can use, this stuff is pretty convenient, the freeze-dried stuff. I buy this all the time. And that'll stay kind of forever. And then we just, there we go. And now we just wanna let this simmer off. And we can taste it. Everything in here is already cooked, basically. So once it heats up, that's it.
Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we've got like a whole minute left here, Steven. So
Well,
I'm
we'll
going to
let
ask
that
you some
cook while
questions.
we-
We'll let
yeah.
it cook, we'll
Cook,
chat.
yeah.
Okay, so when you have this, let's talk about substitutions. Let's just say I don't have shallots. Could you just use an onion?
For sure.
Okay.
You don't need, the thing about cooking, I've said this before, if you don't like something, you don't have to put it in. You might surprise yourself, so you might put something into a dish of, oh, I don't really like shallots or onions, and put them in. You don't really taste it, but it makes everything else taste better. But if you really don't like something, or if you have an allergy or cultural sensitivity or whatever, you don't need to add it. So that's what every recipe, aside from baking, baking's a little bit more by the book, but when you're cooking stuff, have fun.
Let's just try a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's supposed to get hotter and hotter, but let's just for the sake of TV.
Yes, okay, so let's chuck a little lemon zest in there. Here we go.
Okay, let me give it a try.
And hold on, put a little lemon zest.
Oh, look how pretty. Can you see that, the control room, the lemon zest on there? This is lovely.
If you have fresh dill, of course, use that. I
love fresh dill.
I didn't have any this morning. And winter in Canada, sometimes you don't get everything.
Have you ever noticed that when you buy dill from the grocery store, it's like enough dill for you, the Canadian Army?
Oh, it's amazing, yeah.
All your relatives and friends.
So there you go, quick and easy. It's soup season. This is delicious.
This tastes Italian.
And really, it's just simple convenience items. Put them together. There you have it. Rotisserie chicken, pre-cooked chicken, the gnocchi's off the shelf. Grab some chicken stock if you have some made, great. If not, whatever.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll put the recipe on our website, but it's super simple. It's like chicken noodle soup in Italy.
There you go.
Free trip to Italy.
On the Amalfi Coast, there's somewhere.
Yeah, Amanda, trip to the Amalfi Coast, right here in a bowl.
There we go.
I'll take it, especially with those daytime highs.
Easy, nothing to it. So try it. It's great. And like I've said before, if you get stuck, reach out to me. You can find me at Season Plate. Always happy to help. This is delicious. It's easy. It's gonna, scratch that itch for a little summer zest in a soup form in a Canadian winter.
It's just what you need. Just chicken soup for the soul, Amanda.
Listen, I think I'll make some myself too, especially getting that rotisserie chicken. Good to go. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. To health and medical news now, Canadians know how hard it is to find a family doctor. What if more of them could be persuaded to stay in practice simply by reducing the paperwork they need to do? Family doctors say they are drowning in forms, and filling them out takes time away from patients. CTV's John Venevalley-Rao with the results of a new survey that looks at the burden and the burnout in your health.
We met with Dr. Fan Hua Meng at her home, where she's happily spending more time these days after stepping back from working as a family doctor, driven out of it, she says, by mounting paperwork.
I wasn't just seeing patients anymore. There was more and more documents filling my inbox.
Dr. Meng says she spent up to 20 hours a week, often on her computer, filling out government and insurance forms which never seemed to end, and reading reports from pharmacies she felt were unnecessary.
Even notes from patients, I need you to fill in this form, I need you to fill in that form. And it's not their fault. The form comes from their employer, or the form comes from some organization that says, look, if you want this, I need a note from a doctor.
Starting to experience burnout in 2024, she left her practice, which had been there for more than 20 years. The clinic was closed and emptied, and she said goodbye to 1,000 patients. A recent survey found a quarter of doctors are considering leaving medicine or retiring early for some of the same reasons.
It's harder to recruit into the family practice specialty because of the concerns there.
Family doctors reported spending an average 10 hours a week doing paperwork and deemed 47% of it unnecessary red tape, calling for the amount of it to be reduced and forms simplified or standardized.
More than half of those surveyed said the amount of time they spend on administrative tasks had increased over the last year.
And in response, 54% said they're considering cutting their working hours. Dr. Caitlin Christie says she started experiencing major burnout after returning to work following the birth of her twin boys. She says the workload, including all of the paperwork, were too much, and she thought about quitting, but switched to seeing patients 3 days a week, which has helped.
Me making these changes now, it does come at a cost, but it means that I'm more likely to be here in general family practice like 10, 20 years from now, because the rate that I was going at before, I was ready to leave medicine.
And some worry more will quit if, among other things, the paperwork problem isn't addressed. John Valley-Rouse, CTV News, Toronto.
We just have one milestone to pass along for you today. It is a 62nd anniversary for Margie and John Bigley of Fisherman's Cove, Nova Scotia.
Oh my gosh, the big chair. We love this for the Bigleys.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy anniversary. And to see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance. And if you need a little reminder that spring is on the horizon, you can take a trip to the West Coast.
In Victoria, spring blossoms have already started to pop. CTV's Adam Sawatsky has more.
As she waits to meet her cousin,
okay, have a look.
Joan Bailey invites us to look at what she's left.
It was absolutely glorious.
Back home in Alberta.
The trees were amazing.
But what a difference a week makes.
You've left trees that look like that? Yeah. And now? Trees that look like this.
Trees that, instead of snow, are blanketed with blossoms.
We came to see the cherry blossoms.
That's Judy Cook, who brought her cousin Joan here specifically for the flowers.
We put them in the GPS, put the street in, and came and found, look, there they are.
And now here Joan and Judy are, with one goal in mind: to take pictures of the petals.
Oh, yes. That's an understatement. So tell me, how many photos you've been taking? Oh, probably 500 by now. 500 photos? Yeah, but then you have to find just the perfect one.
That perfect picture that captures the beauty bursting from the branches and the feeling that seeing it inspires.
It's joy. It's absolute joy. Yeah.
But also contrasts with those pictures from back home, because Joan is planning to share these flower photos with her family and friends still surrounded by snow.
They'll say, lucky you.
But they won't feel jealous, because they'll know why Joan's doing what she's doing.
You can't focus on what's going wrong. If you do, it makes you angry, cranky, and I can't live like that. So I wake up in the morning looking for joy.
And if you do that, Joan says, you'll always find joy, no matter the season.
This is beautiful, and this is beautiful.
Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.
All right, taking a look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick, a high of -6 degrees today. We do have sunny breaks, but also seeing isolated flurries for parts of the province today. Tuesday, a high of -3, lots of sunshine, but we do have flurries returning into the evening. On Wednesday, -4 degrees with flurries across the province. Nova Scotia looking at mainly cloudy skies, scattered flurries today with a high of -5. -2 degrees on Tuesday, mainly cloudy, scattered flurries for Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia. And then on Wednesday, -2 degrees and flurries return. Prince Edward Island, a high of -6 degrees today. A chance of flurries throughout your day. On Tuesday, -5. Mainly cloudy skies with evening flurries, and isolated flurries continue on Wednesday with a high of -3.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Monday, February 9th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, Rob Lance will be the next Premier of Prince Edward Island after winning the leadership of the PCs over the weekend. Your top news headlines on this Monday morning just ahead.
And Purses with Purpose, how a mother and daughter are helping women's shelters in Nova Scotia, one pair of jeans at a time. That conversation coming up at this hour on Your Morning Atlantic.
you had a great weekend and you enjoyed it. It's nice to have clear skies on a Monday morning for once, which is good. Coming up later in the news, I'm going to share a report about winter tourism, especially when it comes to Cape Breton. And I have to tell you, I contributed to those dollars over the week, and I went up with some girlfriends and we skied Cape Smoky on Saturday. First time skiing there. It was a wonderful experience. And inside the ski lodge at the end of the day, of course you're in Cape Breton because someone is sitting down playing the fiddle.
Wow.
And kids and adults both are just doing some Highland dancing.
Oh,
it
wow.
was beautiful. It was a time.
Well, before we quickly get to weather, the Move Morning Chat today is describe one of your most hilarious wardrobe malfunctions.
Yes.
Mine isn't hilarious at all, but it is related to that. I had,
Really?
for my wedding, I had a very heavy wedding dress, like beautiful, long trains. It was all bustled up. And for during the dancing, we had a proper Cape Breton step dance with a fiddler and everything like that, like a square set. And I was attempting to step dance away, and then the dress was so heavy the zipper just broke right open. So anyway, we whisked off to the bathroom. We fixed it.
You fixed it?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's mild compared
It was
to
very mild. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. But yeah, it happens to all of us.
Maybe that's a good luck thing, because now that I think about it, I had one of the straps on my wedding dresses broke. It had like a lace strap.
Yeah, and it just broke.
I was dancing. I wasn't doing the chicken.
Oh, I was like, what?
Okay, I love the chicken dance, so I would be happy to break my wedding dress doing the chicken dance. But anyway.
I was like, the chicken?
Anyway.
We've had our second coffees now.
Apparently. All right. Weather-wise today, people need to know how to dress. I found it chilly yesterday.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit chilly yet again today. We do have a bit of sunshine for parts of the region, but other than that, flurries for the maritime, snow for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Here's a live look at Tangier. You saw a bit of a cloudy start to the day. Minus 13 degrees right now in Fredericton, minus 7 in Charlottetown, minus 6 in Sydney, minus 9 in Halifax, minus 3 degrees over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and minus 3 also into Corner Brook. Here's a look at that wind chill. So there is still a bite in the air, especially when you factor in those breezy winds we're seeing across the region. There is also a risk of frostbite for Labrador City today. Here's a look at our watches and warnings in effect. A special weather statement in effect for parts of Labrador. We are going to see snowfall for both Labrador and Newfoundland. You can see here a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland this morning until Tuesday. So as I had mentioned, a bit of sunshine for parts of the maritime region, also seeing flurry activity for all 3 maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador looking at snowfall and a bit of mixed precipitation as well. In terms of the wind, it's going to continue to pick up throughout the day, 50 kilometers per hour already in Canso, looking at 30 kilometers per hour into North Cape, 22 in Edmonton, 28 in Yarmouth, wind gusts of up to 37 kilometers per hour in Edmonton, 31 in Bathurst, as well as into Grand Manan, 61 in Canso. Taking another look at our forecast coming up, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Rob Lance will become the next Premier of Prince Edward Island. He won the Conservative Party leadership race over the weekend, taking just over 53% of the vote. Lance defeated Mark Ledwell, who got just shy of 47%. Lance is expected to be officially sworn in this week. He says he's honored to serve as Premier again.
We're more energized, and we're more ready for what comes next. Today, you didn't just choose a leader. You sent a clear message about the future of the party and about how you want to see it led, and about the work that has to be done, and about the confidence that you have in where we're headed. And today, you've asked me to take responsibility for that future. I accept that responsibility.
Lance was named interim premier in February of last year after Dennis King resigned. He then stepped down in December to run for permanent party leadership. A second candidate has entered the race for leader of the New Brunswick PCs. First-term MLA Don Monahan announced his candidacy over the weekend. Monahan will run against former MLA Daniel Alain, who announced his bid for leadership in the fall. PC members will vote for their new leader at the party's convention in October. Firefighters battled a fire at a vacant building in Dartmouth for several hours over the weekend. Crews were called shortly after 11:30 Saturday night to a fire at a strip mall on Pleasant Street. Crews were able to stop the fire from spreading to other parts of the building where other businesses are located. Nearly 3 dozen firefighters worked through the night to bring the blaze under control. No one was hurt, and how the fire started is under investigation. Two-time Olympic gold medalist and Nova Scotia's own Sidney Crosby has been named captain of Canada's hockey team at the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. Crosby, the star captain of the NHL's Pittsburgh Penguins and the team's elder statesman, is participating in his third Olympic Games. Canadians Connor McDavid and Cale Makar were named alternative captains in their Olympic debuts after the NHL did not send players to the 2018 and 2022 games. The team will open the games against Czechia on Thursday, then play Switzerland on Friday, followed by France on Sunday. Whether it's the Olympics or a couple of recent snowstorms or simply the fact we're now really in the middle of winter, plenty of people were out hitting the slopes and snowmobile trails over the weekend. But as CTV's Ryan McDonald has found, some operators in Cape Breton still haven't seen quite the numbers they've been hoping for.
It might not have been the Winter Olympics, but for these folks, a Saturday carving down the mountain at Ski Ben Yon was the next best thing.
So when we get snow on a Monday, the rest of the week, we have lineups.
Well, for some people, it was the Olympics getting them into the skiing spirit. For others, it was back-to-back Monday snowstorms. It's left the hill powdery white, a big difference from how some other recent winters started out.
It was mid-January to almost end of January sometimes before we were able to get even a run open. So right now, we're pretty close to having the whole mountain open, and we're way ahead of schedule.
Well, earlier opening than last year, which last year was a record.
It's a similar story at Ski Cape Smoky, where visitations are slightly up, but a few weekends in, the amount of people who have come to the Cabot Trail to hit the slopes has still been a bit less than they hoped for.
Most places in the world, when it snows and you get a lot of snow, everybody cannot get giddy up to get there. In Nova Scotia, the response is a little bit delayed, so we're hoping that this February will bring more people to enjoy the winter wonderland.
Bookings this year haven't been terribly strong.
The owner of this inn just outside of Bedeck says that's partly because it's their first winter open in years, but with prime conditions now for snowmobiling and other activities that take people deep into the beauty of the Cape Breton Highlands, he's optimistic for the rest of the season.
We've got lots of access to snowmobile trails. The cross-country ski up at Bedeck Nordic and Cape Smoky is booming. So there's lots of great options and lots of trails for snowmobile or snowshoeing and hiking as well.
That optimism is shared on the slopes of Smoky, where some who have taken a weekend trip here seem to have left wanting more.
Some of them even said to me that they will plan their trips to go only to Smoky in the future and cancel their trips to Mont Tremblant and places like this, which is always really, really nice to hear.
And with 6 weeks or more left in the season, the hope is that the island's best days for winter visitation are still to come. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Ben Yon, Nova Scotia.
Thanks, Ryan. I certainly did see the snowmobilers as well on Cape Smoky this weekend.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, gosh.
Now you're inspiring me to go.
Stunning. And the fact that, shout out to Cape Smoky, like there's access to 2 different green runs from the top of the hill.
Love that.
Thank goodness.
You have to like jump out of the gondola?
Yeah, they push you.
Really?
No.
I was like, I don't remember people being
So it stops and they let you out?
You have to like jump out.
I'm being silly. No, it's very slow, opens, but you put your skis on the outside of the gondola. They have like these special little pockets. Some people are very smooth at putting them in, taking them out. I want
a full report. I want you to go with the camera full report.
Or like
you keep your boots on, but it slows down. The gondola gets to the top, and it slowly makes its way around, and it slowly opens the doors. Like it's a very calm.
I thought you jumped out with your skis on.
Oh no!
So I was like, oh, that's dicey.
No, you go in with your boots. You take your skis off. You go in with your boots, and your skis kind of go in this pocket on the.
This is how you know I've never been skiing in my life.
Yeah. It sounds wonderful.
Yeah, it's fun. It was my heart was racing a little bit though.
No doubt.
I'm not a pro.
You did it. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, guys. I said to my girlfriends at the top, who are much more experienced, I said, do you ever find your heart goes really fast and like you're breathing a lot? And they're like, from that? They're like, no, never.
I would have been right with there with you.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay, this next story is completely unrelated, but kind of fun. All right, a man named David Genvie was 5 years old. He woke up on Easter morning. He took an egg out of the fridge and named it Egbert. Okay. That was nearly 60 years ago, but the egg is still in the fridge. Check it out. Yep, so he passed, when his parents passed, they passed the egg on to David. It's been in the fridge. There's Egbert, original days. He's kept it in 5 different homes. Egbert remains uncooked, is not cracked. David says as long as he's around, Egbert will be too. There's Egbert.
What?
Somebody drew the face on that egg 60 years ago. Isn't that wild? Now, I have had rotten eggs in the fridge before, and it smelled really bad. So we're lucky Egbert did not go that way.
So how come Egbert doesn't?
I don't know.
I have a lot of
It's a
questions.
miracle. It's
There's
a miracle.
powder in there. Dust.
Yeah. Oh, boy, wow, that's remarkable.
Yeah, don't eat it.
No. Absolutely not. Does not age like fine wine. Okay, still ahead, Latavia, we'll have the latest look at the Monday forecast. But coming up next, Purses with Purpose. We'll introduce you to a mother and daughter who have launched a new project to support women's shelters across Nova Scotia. That conversation is coming up later this half hour on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning and happy Monday. The time now is 8:13. We're taking a live look at St. John's, Newfoundland, starting off at -6. We do have a chance of some flurry activity in your area before transitioning over to periods of snow later tonight. And it is a cold start right across the region. We are going to see temperatures warm up, but still remain below seasonal. With weather brought to you by ALC.ca. As of right now, -13 degrees in Fredericton, -8 over in Halifax. Early this morning, -6 in Sydney, -7 degrees in Charlottetown, and -3 over in Happy Valley Goose Bay. A special weather statement currently in effect for parts of Labrador today, as we expect snowfall at around 10 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. A snowfall warning also in effect for parts of Newfoundland this morning until Tuesday, seeing snowfall as well, getting up to 20 centimeters. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. We do have a bit of sunshine in the forecast earlier this morning for parts of the Maritime region. Also going to see flurry activity for parts of all 3 Maritime provinces. For Newfoundland and Labrador, looking at a bit of mixed precipitation as we move into this afternoon, and pretty much the same into this evening. We are going to see that mixed precipitation remain in Newfoundland and Labrador, still seeing snowfall, and for the Maritime region, still seeing flurry activity as we head towards early Tuesday morning. Another cold start to the day, but we will be seeing sunshine in the forecast as well as the return of flurry activity. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, at around 1 to 5 centimeters of accumulation for parts of all 3 Maritime provinces, heaviest being into North Mountain, 15 to 30 centimeters expected. And now over to Labrador, 1 to 10 centimeters of accumulation expected, and 1 to 15 for parts of Newfoundland. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick, starting off the day with sunshine, seeing a chance of flurry activity into the afternoon for parts of the province, wind gusts of 40, and daytime highs between -8 to -3. Prince Edward Island, highs between -5 to -4. We do have scattered flurries throughout your day. And for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, scattered flurries with highs between -6 to -1, wind gusts of 50. For the rest of Nova Scotia, flurries today, but we do have clearing into the afternoon for the southwestern region, leaving mainly cloudy skies with highs between -5 to -3. Labrador City will see a chance of flurries throughout your day with a high of -14. 1 degree into St. John's, Newfoundland, scattered flurries, transitions over to snow into the evening. For Tuesday's forecast, a lot of sunshine, cold early in the morning for the Maritimes, looking at flurry activity still remaining in the forecast for parts of the Maritime region. Light snowfall for parts of Labrador's. Newfoundland still holding on to showers and or flurries. And then for Wednesday's forecast, another low moves in, bringing flurries back around for all 3 Maritime provinces. Still seeing for Newfoundland and Labrador flurry activity as well. So that's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. And we begin with the results of Super Bowl 60 between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots.
Seattle reigns above them all in the NFL. The Seahawks, Super Bowl champions for the 2nd time.
A big victory for the Seahawks, who dominated Super Bowl 60 from the outset to beat the Patriots 29-13. Bad Bunny's halftime show drawing at least as much attention as the big game. The Puerto Rican superstar performing a mashup of his hits on a stage inspired by his hometown. There were several surprise appearances during the show. Lady Gaga was one, and Ricky Morton. There were also cameos by actor Pedro Pascal and rapper Cardi B. There were critics who opposed Bad Bunny performing, calling him un-American, even though Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. The singer ended the show with a shout-out to the countries of South and North America, including Canada. And the Winter Games are well underway in northern Italy, with athletes from around the world competing for a chance to take home some hardware. And fans in Milan are lining up for a chance to take home some souvenirs. CTV's Garrett Berry is in Italy and met with some of those eager shoppers to check out the goods.
It's hard to outshine the towering Duomo di Milano, but this morning in Milan Central Square, these massive lineups pointed elsewhere.
I don't know. It's different. Nobody else is going to have one back in Atlanta. I don't know. How's that look?
Maybe it's the Olympic spirit sweeping through, the desire for official Olympic souvenirs, and particularly mascots Tina and Milo has visitors opening their wallets by the hundreds.
Both of them tell a story. Like, this is for the Paralympics, the white one for the Olympics. So I think it's worth the money.
Even a satellite small location down the road saw lineups close to 30 minutes pouring out into the street.
This is my first Olympics, actually, so I've been watching the Olympics since I was a little kid. So it's fun to finally have adult money and spend it on doing stuff that I wanted to do when I was a kid.
You never quite know who you will find in line. Perhaps Italian siblings and torch relay runners Sofia and Leonardo Colobianchi.
I love it. My mom bought it for us. Our mom bought it for us, and I have it in my room in Verona.
Despite the lineup to get inside and the wait at the cash register and the cost of some of these items, most of the shoppers that I've spoken to today say this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to grab some souvenirs.
Are they steep? I don't know. I'm going to buy everything. I'm not looking at the price tag.
Okay, so tell me about that. Why is it like so valuable to you?
It's a once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever come back to the Olympics.
Right.
A few minutes later, here is the haul.
The shirt, the hat, the little guy, and then my husband got a bunch of stuff. Right. So our bill was $250, but it's a deal.
They say money well spent to be part of this experience in Milan. Garrett Berry, CTV News, Milan.
From Newfoundland to Italy. Thank you, Garrett. A quick break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we'll learn more about purses with purpose. That conversation is coming up next. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 8:22, and a mother and daughter duo have launched a new project to support women's shelters across Nova Scotia. Not only does Purses with Purpose help shelters, it also gives new life to old gentlemen. So joining us this morning are the founders, Donna Tuddy and Abby Johnston. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You've only
It's
been doing this
wonderful.
for a few months?
Just for 5 months.
Wow. Okay, we've already had, I know that you're making an impact. Let's share your mission with our viewers. First of all, what is Purses with Purpose?
Well, Purses with Purpose, it is a community of women helping women, supporting each other, and what we're doing is we're helping to support women in Nova Scotia shelters. And we're doing this by creating these one-of-a-kind denim bags. It's not like on an assembly line or anything. They're all very unique. We fill them with personal care products. And there's about 16 to 17 items in each of the bags, and then we deliver them to shelters throughout Nova Scotia.
Amazing. Abby, where did you come up with this idea?
It was actually my mom's vision, and I'm here to support it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the sewer, and you're the kind of social media behind it. Okay.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page called the Purses with Purpose Project.
Yep.
And we also have a website called purseswithpurpose.ca.
All right, well, I checked it out. Everything's there that you need to find out. But I want to what we really want to do is let you know at home about this project so that you can help out if you want to. So people watching right now are probably thinking, this is a great idea. How can people help you with your mission?
Well, we do a couple different things. We do a pop-up event. And a pop-up event is that we go into, it could be a community center, it could be a church hall. We go in, we set up sewing machines, we bring the denim, we bring all of the materials. Women come in and they just cut away and sew and create the different totes.
Okay, when's the next one, Abby?
It's February 21st at Chester Area Middle School. It's from 10 to 2.
Okay.
Yep.
So here we got some jeans these are all been donated. Are you taking donations of jeans?
Absolutely.
Okay, how do people get you the jeans?
So you can contact us on our website, and you can do a jean drive. Many places have done a jean drive. We just picked up 32 pairs of jeans from a place in Mahone Bay.
Okay.
And just connect with us through our website.
Perfect. And for a pickup, you want at least 30 pairs, right?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay. So you said you wanted me to try to cut some up. Give more direction. I will try, but I don't want to this is
cut a leg off.
Cut a leg off.
Just cut a leg off.
Let's just say I do have some jeans at home, but the zipper's broken or there's a hole in the knee. How does?
It doesn't matter. We take all types of jeans.
Okay.
As you can see, we take all colors of jeans as well. And we also, it doesn't matter if there's holes in the knees, if there's rips, it doesn't matter, because as you can see, we use every single piece of the jeans. We use pockets, we use the belt loops, and we have lovely linings, the pockets, there's pockets in the inside as well.
So smart.
We also have some home sewers that are very creative. And one of our home sewers made this out of a denim jacket.
I mean, the quality is incredible. These are durable bags, and they are filled with goods. Do you accept donations of the goods to put in the bags?
Absolutely.
Okay, where can people drop those off?
Connect with us on our website, and we can even pick them up as well.
Perfect. These bags are... They're absolutely beautiful. Okay, you've already given out, you work with shelters to determine how many women need the bags. So
correct.
Any anecdotes, people who've received them, how much they've appreciated receiving them?
Oh, it's been lovely. We dropped them off at a shelter in Yarmouth, and just a smile. Just the smile, and you know what? There's a lot of love that goes into these bags, and that's all we want to do. Is we want to bring a smile, for a woman who's going through the challenge of transition.
Oh my gosh! Well, it's been a real pleasure. Thank you both for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having us, Crystal.
Good luck with your mission. We want to support you. We put all the information about Purses with Purpose, a list of things you can donate, where to find these women, all there. It's 8:27. We're going to take a little break. We'll be back right after this. But look at this. This is...
Oh, yes, please, for me. Still ahead this morning, getting ready for Valentine's Day. If you've got a special something planned for this weekend, lifestyle contributor Carly Ostroff has some tips to help you get set. That's coming up in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 8:30, almost close to wrapping up our show, but not just yet. Still lots to come.
Full half hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
News, weather, and more. Carly Ostroff will be joining us. And also, too, I'll be coming up later in the show, sharing your text messages of some embarrassing wardrobe malfunctions.
Really? Are they coming in?
Yeah, we have a few. So you can still send us a text at 10400 if you're so inclined about an embarrassing wardrobe malfunction. We promise to laugh with you. Because we've all been there in some way.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think a wardrobe malfunction you could make, and you'd be sorry, is just not dressing appropriately for the weather. Looking outside, seeing the sun, figuring, oh, it's a little bit warmer today.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Not so much. Don't let that sunshine fool you.
No.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're seeing today. A bit of sunshine for parts of the region. Still starting off cold, though. Early this morning, it is minus 13 degrees as you head outdoors in St. John. That's not even factoring in that wind chill earlier this morning and those breezy winds. So keep that in mind when you are heading out. Minus 8 degrees in Halifax, minus 7 in Charlottetown. Minus 6 degrees early this morning in Sydney, minus 17 in Labrador City, and minus 6 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at that wind chill earlier this morning. So we are still feeling quite a bite in the air if you are outside. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. We do have a risk of frostbite over in Labrador City. A special weather statement currently in effect today for parts of Labrador as we expect snowfall. Same thing goes for Newfoundland, a snowfall warning in effect this morning until Tuesday. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. So we are going to see a bit of sunshine for parts of the Maritime region, also some flurry activity for parts of all three Maritime provinces. Newfoundland and Labrador are seeing a chance of flurries transitioning over to snow and a bit of mixed precipitation as well. Here's a look at the current wind for the Maritimes. As of right now, it is 48 kilometers per hour into Canso, 30 into North Cape, 28 into Grand Manan. Wind gusts of up to 39 kilometers per hour in North Cape, 33 in Bathurst, 37 in Edmonton, and in Halifax. We'll take one last look at your forecast coming up, but first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. PEI's PCs have picked their new leader, and with that, the province's next premier. CTV's Maria Saru takes us through the narrow victory and what's on the new premier's agenda.
Cheers around the room and warm hugs from cabinet ministers as Rob Lance and PEI's PC party celebrated a new chapter after a leadership race that split the room right to the end. Now, as the next premier, Lance is already turning his attention to talks with Ottawa.
Energy. We have some energy capacity issues that everyone's well aware of.
Last-minute voters had the chance to cast their ballots earlier in the day, facing a choice between a familiar face or a fresh start.
One of them is, we saw his performance already, and I think he's doing great.
Freshness. Gets us saying how I'm voting, isn't it?
Lance served as PEI's interim premier for most of 2025, before stepping down in December to pursue the permanent leadership position of the party. His opponent was legal and business leader Mark Ledwell, considered an underdog in the campaign. Ledwell spoke to CTV News before the results were released.
Well, I had a heavy tax reform package, a lot of reduction in taxes, a lot of moving money back to small business.
It was a tight race, Lance edging out a win with just 53% of the vote. Despite that, he says the party is united.
Leadership's races by their nature are oppositional, but they're not divisional.
If turnout is any indication, members were engaged, with 87% casting ballots. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
And a second candidate has entered the race for leader of the New Brunswick PCs. First-term MLA Don Monahan announced his candidacy Saturday. Monahan will run against former MLA Daniel Lalin, who announced his bid for leadership in the fall. BC members will vote for their new leader at the party's convention in October. In Dartmouth, firefighters battled a fire at a vacant building for several hours over the weekend. Crews were called shortly after 11:30 Saturday night to a fire at a strip mall on Pleasant Street. Crews were able to stop the fire from spreading to other parts of the building where other businesses are located. Nearly 36 firefighters worked through the night to bring the fire under control. No one was hurt, and how the fire started is under investigation. Police in Fredericton are now asking the public for help following a copper wire theft last month. The incident happened on January 17th near 400 Cliff Street and resulted in significant damage and widespread outages, including the police non-emergency line. Police say they believe there are at least 2 suspects involved and they may have been using an ATV. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Finally, shoppers flocked to Micmac Mall in Dartmouth on Sunday, hunting for one-of-a-kind gifts made locally and with love at the 4th annual Love Market. CTV's Jesse Thomas reports.
The Love Market drew a steady crowd of shoppers browsing locally made items you typically won't find on shelves at a big box store.
So it is a Valentine's themed market. We have a lot of vendors showing their Valentine's gifts, but we also have a lot of people that are just showcasing what they make all year round.
It's another sold-out vendors market, says the organizer, with dozens of makers, most of them women entrepreneurs, displaying one-of-a-kind items from jewelry to baked goods, houseplants, and other items.
We tend to see around 2,000 people come through the doors between open and close, yeah.
It's a place where these businesses can sell, network, and grow.
I think it's a great way to network with the community. You never know who you're going to meet at a market.
Many of the vendors started with an online store, making events like this a chance to stand behind their goods and meet customers face-to-face.
So it's awesome to pop up, bring your little small business, and people are usually really supportive. There's a lot of people around, and they like to see it all.
And with people more closely watching every dollar they spend, people here recognize shoppers are being more intentional about where they spend their hard-earned money.
My first customer that I had this morning who came in and said he really likes the idea of being able to support local, to support artists that are creating their own.
The Mum Market Collective says vendor spots keep selling out and shoppers are showing up in droves and believe it's a good way to get more traffic inside the mall.
Micmac Mall is so awesome to work with. They really support the community and they like hosting small business markets in here.
The next Mum Market pop-up is planned for around Easter. Jesse Thomas, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Also, too, what a great idea for a little pop-up market in the mall because the shoppers are there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Inside, nice and warm.
Yeah, for sure. It's a win, win, win.
Yeah.
Okay, the Winter Games are happening right now. I wanted to share a sport that you won't see this year, but I thought it was fun to explore it. It's called ski joring. But it was once an exhibition sport at the Games. So ski joring is a competitive sport involving skiing while being pulled by an animal or vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
Most commonly a horse.
Oh.
Wild, right?
Boy.
Now, there are modern competitions with ski joring. In fact, there are races held all over the world. You can see, for example, high-level competition of ski joring coming up the weekend of February 21st to 22nd. Look at this!
Wild.
What?
Wow.
And those horses are
Right?
galloping.
They're
That's
gunning
So,
it, yeah.
This was an exhibition sport way back in the day at the Olympics, but bring it back. Right?
Whoa.
Yeah.
You have to
Oh
have
my
some
gosh.
really good balance going on there.
It's not for the faint of heart.
No. But looks fun.
variables at play that could be out of your control. Whoa.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, that won't be taking place here, but we'll take a look at what is for our community calendar. So the city of Dieppe invites you to celebrate Acadian heritage during Heritage Week. This Friday, February 13th from 6 to 7 p.m. You can attend this workshop that's celebrating a midpoint of winter. There will be dancing, photo, and song exhibitions. To learn more about this event and all other ones taking place this week, head over to Dieppe's website. And the Jack Frost Festival is where winter comes to play. From Friday, February 13th until the 16th, enjoy a full weekend of indoor and outdoor fun. This is taking place in various locations across Charlottetown and Brookvale. For more information, you can head over to the website on your screen. And Dine Around Nova Scotia returns to Dartmouth. All month long, you can enjoy going to restaurants, cafes, and hotels for a delicious meal offered at a set price. To find out about businesses that are included, head over to the website below. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca. Time now, 8:39. We'll be right back after this break. Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 8:42. We're taking a live look at Shelburne, -8 degrees starting off your day. A very cloudy start to the day as well. And we are expecting isolated flurries in your area before clearing this afternoon, leaving mainly cloudy skies. So we are seeing a cold start to the day yet again, starting off the work week. As of right now, -13 degrees in Fredericton, -7 over in Charlottetown, -8 degrees in Halifax. Early this morning, it is -6 in Sydney, -17 degrees in Labrador City, and -6 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Over to the special weather statement in effect for parts of Labrador for today. We are expecting some snowfall at around 10 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. Also have a snowfall warning in effect for parts of Newfoundland. This morning until Tuesday, also expecting up to 20 centimeters of accumulation. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. Now, we do have sunshine in the forecast early this morning, not really helping to warm things up, though. We are also going to see a chance of some flurry activity for parts of all three maritime provinces. For Newfoundland and Labrador, looking at a bit of mixed precipitation, but for the most part, seeing some snowfall. Into the evening, much of the same, pretty cloudy night ahead. We are going to see temperatures cool down, factor in that wind chill, feeling even colder. And we do have flurry activity holding on for the maritime region into early Tuesday morning. Another cold start to the day. Still seeing some mixed precipitation over in Newfoundland, Labrador, snowfall, and for the Maritimes, some flurry activity remains. If you're wondering about the snowfall totals, we're looking at around 1 to 5 centimeters for all three maritime provinces, heaviest being into North Mountain at 15 to 30 centimeters. And then for Labrador, looking at around 1 to 10 centimeters of accumulation, 1 to 15 across much of Newfoundland. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Lots of sunshine starting off your day. We do have isolated flurries returning into the afternoon for parts of the province. Highs will range from -8 to -3 degrees. Wind out of the northwest, 20 gusting to 40. Prince Edward Island, highs between -5 to -4. Scattered flurries expected throughout your day. Wind gusts of 50. Same thing goes for Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia. Highs will range from -6 to -1. Scattered flurries and wind gusts of 50. For the rest of Nova Scotia, flurries start off the day into the southwestern region of the province into the afternoon. That clears out, leaving mainly cloudy skies. Highs between -5 to -3. Labrador City, a chance of flurries throughout the day today with a high of -14. 1 degree into St. John's, Newfoundland. Scattered flurries expected for your day. Tuesday's forecast, as I had mentioned, a cold start to the day. Temperatures slowly warm up, but still remain below the freezing mark for our daytime highs. A bit of sunshine, but holding on to a bit of flurry activity as well for Prince Edward Island, parts of Nova Scotia. Labrador also seeing some snowfall into the early morning hours, carries into the afternoon. And for Newfoundland, looking at some mixed precipitation. Wednesday, we have another system moving in to the maritime region, bringing flurries back around Crystal.
Avia, thank you so much. It's 8:45. And it's hard to believe, but Valentine's Day is this Saturday. If you need any tips for how to prep for a special date, our next guest has a few ideas for you. Joining us with more is our lifestyle contributor and partner, Carly Ostroff. Good morning, Carly.
Good morning.
All right, very excited to see what you have for us. I understand we're going to begin with something that will help us see our date better.
Yes. So one of my favorite ways to really change up your whole look for date night is really just with a great pair of glasses. And I did this little haul at Specsavers because they have options for every budget, style, and personality. And I was thinking if you were doing, let's say, like a cozy date night in, maybe a wireframe like the Chrissy or the Sybil would be this very minimalist, cool kind of vibe. If you're going out and planning something big, maybe you want to do something bolder and brighter. They have so many colors that you can choose from. I love this little In Bloom floral sunglasses here from Haley Alsasser. And it's really never been easier to find the perfect pair because if you go to specsavers.ca, you can do a virtual try-on to find your match. And that's also where they have all the info on their amazing 2-for-1 promos that you don't want to miss. So specsavers.ca.
Perfect. Thanks for that tip. Yeah, I will check it out. Okay, I understand that there's a body scrub you want to recommend to help us get ready for the big date.
So Valentine's Day to me is also all about indulgence. It's taking those moments, and these Dove body scrubs are perfect to turn your everyday shower into more of a spa experience that's going to leave your skin soft, smooth, and hydrated. So we have the Himalayan salt and rose body scrub, and then the white peach and crushed rice. Both of these are going to be perfect to lightly buff the skin, and they're made with 1/4 of Dove's nourishing cream, so they're going to make your skin soft, smooth, and hydrated. If that sounds like love, you can find them at Shoppers Drug Mart and at Walmart.
Oh, those seem very elevated. Yes, I love turning a shower into a spa day. Okay, some beautiful watches there on the table. Tell us about those.
So a watch is a great idea to really complete any outfit, but also perfect gift, especially if you do his or hers. So these are from Citizen, and these are powered by sunlight. So there's no batteries needed. They're driven by the Eco Drive technology, and they're very elevated for every day, but functional. So sporty meets chic kind of vibe. For women, I have the Dress Classic, and men is the Endeavor Chrono. These are both citizenwatch.com. And from Belova, these are the Super Seville Duo. So these are really cool because it's all about nostalgia, elegance, and precision here. So same shape. It's a 1970s inspired design, 2 different sizes, so retro, but with a modern spin, and these are at belova.com.
Beautiful. Oh, gosh, I would love a new watch. Those are great choices. Finally, I see the Pixie patches on the table. I've used those. They're great.
They are. So let's share them. So these are the Pixie Nutrify eye patches, perfectly pink for Valentine's Day. They're infused with rose, chamomile, and aloe. So they're serum-soaked pads that are just going to hydrate, calm, and depuff the eye area in minutes. I actually like to pop these in the fridge for an extra cooling effect. They're great for all skin types, too, so perfect for any morning or date night routine. You get 60 pads for $34 at Shoppers Drug Mart. So great bang for your buck.
Wonderful. Carly, great suggestion. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a little break now, and stay with us. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this. There's those fine sunglasses.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Hey, welcome back. It's 8:51 on your Monday morning. Okay, this is fun. The Moon Morning Chat, we're talking about wardrobe malfunctions. Thank you in advance to the viewers who sent us a text because we appreciate you laughing along with us. Okay, so let's start with Donna from St. John. She says, well, it was many years ago, but in those days, it was part of the dress code to wear nylons into the office. It was also in style to wear leggings to work. One day I arrived at work and found a lump in the bottom of my legging. Just peeking out was another pair of nylons. So it was pretty embarrassing, but if others noticed, they didn't say.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's the thing. Do you say something or you don't? It all depends, right? Next, we have Candace from Cape Breton who says, you know that little fabric piece in the center of your bra that holds the cups together?
Yes.
Oh. Snapped in half while I was at university in between classes. I ended up wearing my jacket through my last class before I could get home and fix it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be like a woo, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. And it's like, I I'm going to walk gently home.
Yeah, exactly. No running.
No
right
running
after
for
the
me.
class. Yeah, exactly.
And Nancy from Paradise says, okay, a wardrobe malfunction that I can remember would be when my very handsome, well-dressed grad date at the dance in junior high school came out of the men's washroom with 2 inches of toilet paper trailing along behind him as it was stuck to his shoe, and he didn't notice. The black lights did, though.
Oh, no.
He turned 3 shades of red and got rid of it so we could dance. I was mortified. He was cool about it. Cheers to Kevin Higg.
Kevin!
What a memory. You never know when you're making a memory.
I love that it lasted all these years. That's awesome.
Funny when that happens. Like how does the toilet paper continue to stick to our shoes?
I actually love when, oh my gosh. Here's I got a real quick one before we get to the gym.
Yeah?
I was at the Wendy's in Truro, and I didn't even notice, but I had a skirt totally tucked up into my underwear, so like it's full butt. And I was fully like walking through the parking lot, and then when I finally got to the restroom, I'm like, how long has it been like that? No one's scared to tell me.
No one told
why would they?
you?
Taking a peek. They're like, hey.
I remember when I saw Crystal Garrett walking in Truro. I saw a lot of Crystal Garrett.
You know, and everybody started doing it after that. They're like, wow, that's a new fashion.
Awesome, you started a trend.
Okay, this is so much fun. Blue Jays fans, listen up, because the team has released a 90s style promo to reveal the top giveaways for the first portion of the season. This is for you. It's 45 seconds. Check it out.
Okay, I'm gonna sit back.
We all love our American League champions, but there are times where you just want to be able to celebrate them. Well, now you can with the 2026 Blue Jays promotions and event schedule. The best promotional items to reminisce the memories of the magical run.
A Springer! Dinger! 4-3 Blue Jays!
When you want to celebrate your 2025 American League champions, our 2026 Blue Jays promotions and event schedule has you covered.
I used to always try to celebrate the American League champions, but people just wouldn't know what I was talking about. Now, everyone knows what I'm excited about.
Items on the 2026 Blue Jays promotions and event schedule are not sold in stores.
Oh my gosh, well done, right?
Well done.
Oh my God, going to a Jays game in the 90s was lit.
Oh yeah.
So much fun. Tickets were mad cheap too. That's what my mom and dad always said. They were good prices.
I love it.
Oh my God, yeah, not so much anymore. My dad and I were like, okay, so if we go on this date, it'll be a little bit cheaper, but if we do it on this, like trying to figure it out.
Yeah, but the freebie nights are great too. Like those freebies are all fantastic.
Oh, yeah. The Canada Day jersey, amazing.
Yeah, I like that hat.
Really cool.
And the sweatshirt. It's a little chilly.
That's
You're
cool,
covered.
yeah.
Absolutely. No, I love those little game day promotions. Anyway, shout out to Karen. I actually know Karen. She's the one who plans all that. So.
Oh my gosh, what a cool
Good for
job.
her.
Good for her. That's a big job with all the giveaways.
Yeah, for
too.
sure.
Yeah, I like the bobblehead of George Springer.
That's a fun one.
With the jump. Adorable. Okay,
It's coming up.
Yeah, that'll be here before you.
Boys of Summer. Yes.
Boys of Summer. Looking ahead to that. Well, we hope you'll join us here on the show tomorrow. I mean, this is the end of our Monday show. We're going to be telling you about a gut colorectal program and event. Plus, it's Tuesday, which means See You Tuesday. We're going to meet a nice young entrepreneur and also pet talk as well.
Amazing. I hope Unadoptable isn't coming in because I've already adopted 2 dogs. I can't handle another one.
What's a third, Crystal? You got it.
I mean, if you already got 1, I mean, what's 2? What's 3?
No, we're good. Oh my gosh.
That's wonderful. And they're adjusting to their new
They're adjusting to the new home, yeah. Adopted two little shelter dogs. So happy about it. But they came on the show and now they're living with me.
Adorable.
They're where they belong.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we hope you had a great weekend. We're happy you can join us today. Also tomorrow, too, we're going to talk about Safer Internet Day.
That's an important topic, too, yeah.
We could all use a reminder for. Right. Until then, I'm going to finally watch Bad Bunny's halftime show, I think.
Yes.
Get caught up in it, right? The big game.
All right. Well, we got to get hopping, but we'll see you tomorrow for the Tuesday edition of our show. Hope you can join us.
Doodles.